to let's see how many people will join. I've gone live now.
Sorry?
I've gone live now.
Oh yeah, I've just seen that. Yeah. I can try to reach out to Miyangi and
Okay.
try to see if I reach out to him. Just give
You
me.
sent him the link already?
Sorry?
Have you sent him the link already?
Yes, I have. I sent to him when he sent it to me.
Okay.
So apparently, it seems like I can't go. My from my end here, it's showing me as if I'm the host.
Oh, you are the host?
No, you're supposed to be the host, but it's showing me, that I can end the live and all that.
No. I think we use the same banner. That's the reason.
Sorry?
We use the same banner.
How do I then go back to my own banner?
Okay, go out and come in again. Go out and come
I can't. That's the problem. It's not giving me the option to go out. Instead, it's giving me the option to end.
You know what? Let me take you out of the stream.
Yes.
How far now?
I can hear you. I'm still here.
But I think it's the same. The same banner we're using. I have it.
Wow. How do I go back to my this thing?
Did you change your banner?
I didn't change it.
Okay.
Let me just close the window. Let me check.
Close it and come back. So guys, we're waiting for the other guys to come in. So we're gonna do the match reaction for the UEFA Champions League. So the Chelsea match, the United RSB Leipzig match, the Bayern Munich, the Barcelona Juventus match that is going on at the moment. So we're doing a live reaction for the match that's going on. So we previewing the top watch along matches and everything, and how long have the matches been. So we're doing the reaction and everything just to make sure everything is fine. So so what do you guys think? What's you guys thinking? So do you guys kind of okay? Do you kind of enjoy the matches? How do you guys feel about the matches today? Does it interest you? Does it make you guys happy and everything? So just waiting on the other guys to come in so we can debate and talk about the matches and everything. So guys, hope you guys are kind of enjoying yourself. You're making yourself everything okay. So how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm back, but it's still showing me the same thing. I don't know.
Let's just leave it like that. Let's leave it that way.
Yeah, but now, yes, it's okay. So I've reached out to Miyangi. He'll be joining any moment from now.
So how you doing?
Man,
How's
the
the
game.
everything?
The game.
So how do you see the game? What's the initial reaction for the game and everything? Before we go live, so guys, like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Please guys, like and subscribe to the channel. Let's make it more viewers, more subscribers, guys. So we're previewing the UEFA Champions League for the Tuesday, Wednesday matches. So guys, like and subscribe to the channel. So how do you see the matches?
Oh, I saw which of them?
The Chelsea match. What was the initial?
Okay, Chelsea game. Honestly, I had a lot to say, especially at halftime. I couldn't. After 30 minutes, after 20 minutes, it was terrible. It was a struggle to continue watching the game. The same problem that we've seen in previous games in recent times was the same thing that was prevalent in the first half.
Yeah.
I don't know why, the consistency with passing sideways between amongst the defenders, passing the ball backwards, very slow in build up, in a build up play. So many things. Those are the things that were just wrong. You see the few times that the forward players get the ball, especially Jorginho, the midfielder. Sorry, Jorginho get the ball, pass back. Jorginho do the misplacing passes. Even Kovacic was a culprit.
Yeah.
Kai Havertz, of course, we all know that he's not a fast player.
You
But
know,
this was just something. It was frustrating to watch. You watch Krasnodar, sorry,
yeah,
Krasnodar. I think I'm pronouncing it.
they were committing fouls and they were even falling down. Nothing.
Yeah, they were faster on the ball. When they
Mm-hmm.
get the ball, they break with faster pace than when Chelsea gets the ball. Do you
Yeah,
understand? You
exactly.
see opportunities that Chelsea is supposed to use and play maybe a counter attack or something. They decide to take the ball back
Mm-hmm.
and start building again from behind. Yet nobody can break in into. I don't even know if we had any shot on target.
I don't think so.
But exactly, I know you rate Callum Hudson-Odoi. I know you rate him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I don't rate him. I
Yeah,
don't know what I
it's
don't know
not
what
that
you see in that guy.
it's not that I rate him. Like I wanted him to be given chance because Mason Mount playing in the wing doesn't make any sense. I just only wanted him to be given chance just to prove himself that he can do it.
Yeah, but the chances they've given him, what has he done? Even the goal he scored today was just the goalkeeper
Yep,
that made the mistake.
exactly.
There was nothing here. There was nothing he did really. Even in other games, there was nothing. But you saw the difference in the second half when Mason
Mm.
Mount came on. Mason Mount was Pulisic and Ziyech
N'Golo
above them.
Kante. I think one
When
Lampard needs to figure
sorry,
out
not
is
Ziyech, Golokante. They were faster. They were pressing.
yeah. I think one Lampard needs to figure out is I know he wanted to play 4-3 formation, but he wants the DM. So my worry with the DM is he wants a sitting DM in Conte, but Conte needs to be very very disciplined if he wants to
That
play
one is even
two number
different.
eight and a
Okay.
DM. He wants to play two number eight and a DM in Kai Havertz and then Mason Mount, which I understand. But you need a sitting DM, and Kante can do the DM, but he needs to be very very disciplined. It's not his job. He has to be
But
very disciplined.
yes. But even between Kante and Jorginho is not a DM. He does not
Yeah.
know. He's not. So even in my opinion, I don't know what Jorginho is doing in that squad as it is now. Instead of me to play Jorginho, if I were Lampard, I would play Kante in that position. Kante will do it better than Jorginho. Kante will even do better with starting attack than
But the
Jorginho.
problem with Kante is passing is I think that's what Lampard needs. I think his passing is the issue Lampard is facing because
His passing will
the
improve.
second half Lampard switched from a 4-3-3 to for a 4-2-3-1 to a 4-3-3. I was like he plays two number eight and he play a single DM in Conte. Kante play a pivotal DM. I was like, what's going on? So he switched from a 4-2-3-1 to a 4-3-3. That was like, okay, so I understand what Lampard wants to play now. He wants to play 4-3-3 formation, which I kind of get and I understand. So, but in that
I've
situation,
always had this problem with formation.
he said
For
what?
me, I've always had this problem with formation. For me, as I've always said, it's not just in the formation, it's in the execution.
Mm-hmm.
I always believe that there is no formation that is good, that is bad. It is in the execution. Even if you talk about, okay, you wanted to play this in the first half with Georgie, but Georgie, they weren't executing. And before we even started talking about Georgie, I was talking about Odoi. Whatever formation you play, he's not playing well, he's not good enough, which is exactly why Lampard would rather play Mount,
Yeah,
even though
exactly,
he's not a
exactly,
natural winger, than
exactly.
play Odoi. Odoi is not, he's lazy, his play is lazy. You dribble, slow down and pass the ball back. Or you dribble and they'll collect the ball from him, you lose possession, or you dribble and play one team shot. Understand me?
Yeah, I
Back
get
to
you.
the field. That's if you notice after the substitution, sorry, the triple substitution, the problem, with the sideways passing, I don't know whether it was something Lampard told them
It
or
changed
just
immediately.
or
Immediately change.
sorry.
I mean, the side passes immediately change. Immediately change. The passes change immediately in the second half. Do you hear what I said?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
What
you.
did
I
you
can hear you.
no? Yeah. What did you say?
I said in the second half, the sideway passes change. Everything changed about the sideway.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Everything changed. They were faster.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? And I feel it was. I mean, okay, yeah, maybe credit to the information change
Mm-hmm.
and substitutions.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, even whatever formation that is played, it's in the application.
Yep.
There's nothing that stops them when you're passing the ball. For example, pass the ball with put enough apply enough power
Pressure.
behind the ball. Don't pass ball and pass the ball behind somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? A player is running forward. Put the ball in front of him. Don't put it behind him where you have to come back.
Mm-hmm.
and get the ball. Do you understand? It will slow down the attack. If you want to pass a ball forward. Defensive. You don't just stop pointing fingers, passing backward, passing sideways. Whatever formation is being played, just take risks. Take risks. Don't just those are the things that upset me, and the substitutions. But then again, if we decide to talk about Hakim Ziyech, oh my goodness.
It needs to be
Oh my goodness.
100%. When it's 100% fully fit, we're gonna see the best of him.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait.
Yep.
In the first game he played that he came off the bench,
Mm-hmm.
he was not exactly, you could see that he wasn't exactly very fit.
Yeah, exactly.
Fit yet. The last game, he didn't have as much time.
Mm-hmm.
But starting this game, gradually going into the game, and his confidence was coming back. You understand?
Yes.
Crosses he was making. I just can't wait for Hakim Ziyech to fully, recover, to get fit, and become, a proper starter.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, because the good thing about it is he can create and he can also score.
Yep. There was also a chance he saw in the second half, which he saw when Kai Havertz gave it to him one-on-one with the defender.
Yeah, the team shot though.
Yeah, it's a team shot. I was like, he should have scored that Hakim Ziyech because it was just his ball. He has already seen both the player just hit the ball into the top corner. That's it. But it was a team shot, which I understand the level of his fitness. I can understand that.
It was the same shot.
Yeah, good evening, guys.
So how you doing?
How
you doing?
I'm good. I'm fine. Nice to be in. Sorry, I was a little bit late. My network had issues.
No worries. How was the match today?
I came in and I had offside, and I was like, "Is she angry again?" I mean, we won 4-0. Calm down.
Offside is
calm down.
And Jorginho.
You need to calm down. It's Krasnodar. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
It's not I can hear you.
It's not just about the result. I was reacting to the first half. And the difference between the first half and the second half after the substitutions were made. The first half was literally a repeat of what we've been seeing in the past couple of games. Backwards passes, sideways passes, snugging, build-up play and all that. Those were the same issues, the same that prevented in our past couple of games since this season. Now, the difference between that and the second half after the substitutions was what I was reacting to. So that was the time you came in, and it's not like I'm happy with results. But the question is, why don't we start? Why don't we start games the way we started second half or the way we played after the substitutions? That's my problem. Because if we are facing another team in the Premier League, by that time, considered those already.
Exactly. You're very correct. You're very right. So Niangi,
anyways, for me, okay, this is Krasnodar. Definitely, everyone knew it's not a big team. Yes, everyone expected that Chelsea was going to win the game, so I already lowered my expectation. I mean, I just wanted to see free-flowing football. Starting with the formation, well, not bad. I really wanted to see Cho and Ziyech start. This is the kind of game that you need to give them to have a run in the team. And seeing what's his name, Rudiger back in the team also, it was solid, better than what it was last season. I mean, the good thing is, this is one thing I always say about squad depth. When you see that there's competition for your position, you would always up your game. But when you just know that I'm the first team, whether anything happens or not, I don't care. I will play next season. I'll play next game. I mean, you could see it in Rudiger's game. Rudiger was shaky throughout last season. But players will be coming on him, but today he was solid. He was very solid. So you see that zeal that he wants to get his shirt back. He knows that there's competition, and there are 5 central defenders. So any mistake, he's going down the pecking order again. Only God knows when he will play again. But I mean, he gave a good account of himself today. And going forward, who else? Zuma has been solid right from the start of the season.
Please react.
Nothing much to say. Calm down now. I'm starting from defense. I want to pick them from defense to the midfield to the attack. Yeah, so the wing backs, solid as usual. Aspilicueta, captain, leader, any day, anytime. Ben Chilwell enjoying his game as he should be. Jorginho is Jorginho. I would not blame him for the penalty. Are you guys still with me?
Yeah, I will blame
Yes,
it
yes,
because
yes.
for me, I think Lampard needs to change his penalty taker.
This is just the second time.
Okay, this is
Is
where
just
we
the
come
second
in.
time Jorginho is
This
missing
is where we
penalty.
come in. Jorginho has taken 26 penalties in his
And he
senior
has missed.
career, and he
Yeah,
has scored 23. He has
yeah.
missed
He has
only
missed
3.
3. Yeah.
So by all standards, that is over 90%. You have to give it to him. Nobody is perfect when it comes to penalties. Nobody is perfect. So I wouldn't blame him for that. Yes, I agree with you. Where I now agree with you is there's a striker in the game. We need goals. The credit for goals should be given to the striker. That is why you bought him to come and score goals. So when there's an opportunity to score goals like that, give it to the striker. Let the striker
No,
score the
no, no,
goals.
no. I disagree. Not necessarily. You
Calm
know,
down.
there are some strikers that are not good with penalties.
Yes, there are some.
Exactly.
Listen to what you said. There are some. Not Timo Werner.
Yeah,
Not
in the
Timo
case of
Werner.
Timo Werner. No, I'm just saying
That is
generally based on your
no. I
time.
didn't generalize. That's why I was talking about Chelsea.
And his
This team that we have
confidence.
now, and thank you. He's confident. He's mature. He's everything. Give it to him. I love the way he took that second penalty. He showed you that I'm not here to joke. I'm not here to dance on the ball before taking. I want to score the goal and I want to score it. That is a very good statement he has made. Going forward, it now depends on what Lampard wants. Maybe he still wants Werner to. Maybe he wants Werner to start taking it, or he will still keep Jorginho. But personally, for me, I think I want Werner to keep taking the penalties. Give it to him. Let him score those goals. The number of goals that Jorginho has this season, if you attribute it to Werner, I mean, teams will start getting scared of our attack. They will know that yes, you have a striker that scores goals. It doesn't matter whether it's penalty or not. He's scoring goals. So for me, Werner should be our number one penalty taker going forward. Now, if we push, are you guys still with me?
Yeah, go on. We're listening.
Okay. Now I just need to know. Everywhere silent. So going towards Cho now. You want me to talk about Cho? Yes. First starts. In and out of the season. He's still getting back. Let's not forget that. He's still getting back. Him and Zuma had the same type of injury. What people don't know is it took Zuma close to 2 years to get back to what he is right now. Zuma had to go on loan. Maybe that was why the pressure was not on him. But this is Cho here, playing in Chelsea, where the pressure would always come. Game in, game out. You have to be at your top level. So once in a while, I'll still cut in that slack to say, okay, he's still getting back to fitness. Good goal for him. But for me personally, after the first half, I felt Lampard should have taken him out because after that goal, he didn't do anything in the game. He was practically off for long hours, very long hours. I don't expect you to keep a player like that in the game. But then again, you have to look at it. Okay, it's Krasnodar. If you don't give him game time against Krasnodar, when is he going to get it? Is it against United? Is it against Liverpool? These are the type of games that you give these players this run to get their fitness back. Same thing for Hakim Ziyech. Oh my God, I'm in love already. Let me say I'm in love with the guy. This is what we want to see. This is
Yeah.
what we have been clamoring for. I want to see passes. I want to see, someone that can take on defense. And what is even sweeting me more is that this guy is not yet up to full fitness. And you know what it was all about. You know, the passes, the dribbles, he has it and he knows how to score. That is the extra edge. That is what Willian has been lacking since in Chelsea that we have been complaining about. You're a prolific winger,
He
you
can
should be
create
scoring
and he
goals.
can score.
Exactly, you should be scoring goals, not just playing to the flanks. Takes ball and he goes to the throwing side. No, you should be coming in, come and attack. If you watch Man City when they play a Pep style of football, the wingers they play inverted, they play into the goalpost, not wide away. This is what you get. Mahrez does it. Now we have Ziyech who will do it, and I'm telling you, for the rest of this season, we are going to enjoy Ziyech as long as he stays fit. This team is solid. All we need right now is for these guys to stay solid and pray, hopefully, that Lampard does not misbehave. This team is good. A
Exactly. I
good
was waiting for
manager
that
would
part
handle. A
because
good manager would handle this team, and you will love it. You will love their gameplay. We saw
I
it
said
today.
managers will be salivating
Exactly. I'm telling
I'll be
you,
salivating
if
over
if
this thing.
if the owner of the club calls today that he wants managers, he would get over 30 managers that want to handle this thing, because
Experienced proper manager.
everybody sees what this team has. So it's up to Lampard right now. You have seen it in a game like this. This is the type of game that shows you what the team can do. It's up to him as a manager to step up on his own part. He needs to step up. He made a very terrible mistake, but most people, you see, it's in games like this that I always see where the manager's faults are. In the second half, do you know at some point we were playing 5-5-1 when he made the substitutions?
Yes. I have 5 defenders at the same.
Five defenders,
I
five
was wondering
attackers.
why we were doing that actually. I
And
mean,
I'm like, for what?
why?
For what? CH,
His
Pulisic,
formations, it's like he just
Cho,
tinkers with his formations.
like he
He
just
just
told all
plays
of
like it's
them,
anything.
like all of you should just. That shows you lack. That shows you don't even know what you're doing at that point. You are just throwing all of them into the team. What if there was a counter at that point in time? You had only Kante as the holding midfielder to do what? If that's a high, oh fine, they were not that was not their full squad. But just imagine if that manager had made a tactical switch at that point in time and they started attacking. We were shot in the middle. He just threw all attacking for player. You don't do that. You're a manager for crying out loud. You don't do that. Yes, it worked for us today, but it might not work next time. In fact, it's a recipe for disaster.
Honestly, because
You don't.
I was at that point. Sorry for cutting you short. At that point, I
Yeah,
was just wondering. I said, are you trying to be defensive? What exactly are you trying to do, or you're just trying to give players minutes to play? Then you take away like when he brought in Emerson. If you want to bring in Emerson, then take away Chilwell. Rest him. You know you want to rest
exactly.
him. You get
Rest
me?
him.
Rest him. We'll know you want to rest him. You don't have to just pack everybody and put them all on the pitch at the same time.
They
If
removed
you want to,
Kovacic, then brought on Mount, and I'm like, for what? What is Kai Havertz still doing?
exactly, what is Kai Havertz still doing? Well, at the end of the day, we're grateful that the thing worked in our favor. But now let me talk about Timo Werner. This may be an unpopular opinion, and I'm not saying he's not, a talented player or whatnot. But personally, I don't like Timo Werner's style of play, or I don't like the same way he plays. Somewhat not exactly the same way, but the way Harry Kane, strikers that leave the number 9 position, right? Or let me just call him a striker because ideally that's what he was supposed to do, even if not a proper number 9. But I prefer a proper number 9. Excuse me. You have someone up there, someone that will run the way Tammy Abraham plays. I prefer a proper number 9 to Timo Werner's style of play, where he has to play from the wing. I feel sometimes it's part of the problem that congests that forward line between himself and the wingers. It seems like they don't know where to run to. They don't understand the movement.
They hit
And
each other. They hit each other when they are running and moving forward.
exactly, and then when they need to pass the ball to someone someone in the number 9 position, or they need a striker in that position, there's now nobody there because the person that is supposed to be a striker in quotes, is now somewhere on the wing expecting the ball. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I
Offside. I
feel like,
think.
yeah, go
Yeah,
on.
I get your point, but I think that boils down once again to the manager.
Yeah,
If you build it, when you see a player, when you check a player's profile, you
yeah,
check the position that they play. Your stronger position is the first one that they put up before your second position. For a Timo Werner, it is left forward. He's not a natural 9. He's a
yes,
winger come striker.
yes.
That is his style of
But
play.
then
He loves to
the
play from
problem
the
is
side.
our team is not built for that, because then you have actual left wingers. Let me put it that way: left wingers that okay. Before Timo Werner, one of our best players had Christian Pulisic, and his best position
Yeah,
was last season playing from that left hand side. So basically, what you're
yeah.
doing, if you're trying to bring in Timo Werner, you're weakening one of your best players from the previous season, which is
No,
something.
now this is where I want to change the formation. If you listen to Abdullah, I think in the last podcast or so, he said something about play this guy with Tammy Abraham or play him with Giroud. That way you have a striker in the box who will sit, then you have him behind running in to do the passes, to do the dirty work for the striker to be able to score.
See,
So Werner is short.
So how would you feel? What formation? How would you field your players? How would you field the other attacking players if you play with those two strikers?
That is where the manager's headache comes in. I mean,
That's
he
what I'm
gets paid
saying.
to do. He gets
Understand what
paid
I'm
to do
saying?
that job.
I'm not saying he isn't good. I'm not saying I understand his style of play. We ordinarily, this is at this point I may now want to question why Lampard bought him in the first place, knowing that this and this is the profile of the players that he already has. Because as I said, it seems like sometimes there's a clash. If you want to, even if you're playing him with a striker, how does that affect the natural left winger that you have in your side, which was supposed to be one of your best players, even at the turn of this the year, at the beginning of this year? How is that going to impede on that one's performances? Because of that now, because of in a bid to accommodate Werner, you now see Lampard playing Pulisic either on the right or sometimes just giving them free rein to move around. But at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're weakening your best player. And as I said, I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not talented, but it has to count for something. And if you look at his numbers in terms of scoring goals, it's affecting his numbers. He's not scoring for a reason. Or he's not scoring
here's the coach's dilemma now. We have a Starfield attack. Yeah. Somebody has to be on the bench. Somebody has to sit, whether we like it or not. Whatever formation the manager tries to set, somebody has to come in from the bench. You cannot satisfy all of them at the same time.
True.
I'm not making case for anybody now, but if as Lampard, as the manager, decides he wants to start Werner, then unfortunately Pulisic has to sit and be coming in from the bench.
Yeah, but the times Pulisic starts and came in from the bench, how did Timo Werner fare at the end of the day? How many goals did he score during that period?
Let's also not forget this is his first season. He's coming into a higher league, into a more difficult league.
Understand where I'm coming from.
I get you. I get your point. I'm just trying to make a case.
It's a case of Lampard not figuring it out. But the point is, it's not working yet. It is not working. And at the end of the day, it's also affecting other players. It's weakening other players. This another thing I understand.
So the issue now is
Lampard is Mateo Kovacic, even though he started today's game, but Kovacic was literally Chelsea's best player last season. Suddenly this season he's struggling to get in the side. How do you explain that?
Well, the truth is right now, Lampard doesn't know his first 11 yet. That's why he keeps picking and dropping. You play this game, whether you play well or not. Let me try the next person. That defensive formation, he doesn't know his tag team yet. That's why today he plays Kante, tomorrow he uses Kovacic, next tomorrow he's using Jorginho. Let's not forget the young kid is still coming back after injury.
Billy
So
Gilmore.
he does not, So he does not have that starting 11 yet. That is why we are seeing players. Unfortunately, it's going to affect the team because when you keep rotating, you don't get form from the players. If a player does well today, you don't sit him down. You let him continue playing.
Yeah.
There are players that their best comes out when they have a run of games. That's the kind of person Jorginho is. That's the kind of person Kovacic is. I'm talking about Kovacic now.
Yeah,
Kovacic will not play one game.
For a moment.
No. Kovacic will not play one game. Then you sit him for the next game, and you expect him to come into the third game and give you the kind of game that you get. No, he needs 4-5 games. He needs to keep playing. You have to play him. So he's left. That's why I said I would pay any amount. That's why I said I would pay any amount to watch their training. I want to see what they do in training because it's from training that you pick your team. That's where you pick. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear? Hello. You can go on, Miyagi.
Okay, as I was saying, I said that's where you pick your team from. So you should know in training, okay, these two guys are a better pair than this other guy. This is a better backup for game management also. We are playing against a tough side. I can't use Jorginho in this game. Let me sit Jorginho. If we need pressing, let me use Kovacic. If we need someone to mark down players, if it's a counter-attacking side, let me use Kante. Those are the kind of things that the manager should be thinking. Not just throwing in, you just throwing this player today. You throw in. I can bet you on Sunday, whoever we are playing again, it's going to be another formation in that middle. Burnley.
Yeah.
It's going to be another formation in the middle. Either Kovacic or Kante, one of them will sit again.
You know what shocked me?
So these are the
What shocked me in the lineup?
Yeah.
I was actually surprised to see Timo Werner start. I was surprised not to see at least Abraham or even Giroud.
I was expecting Olivier to play
I don't
because
understand. I just don't get it.
I think
okay. Today I want to speak for Lampard.
speak. Yeah, I beg.
I think I'm on his good side today. So
Sorry,
the
what did you
reality of
say?
the world.
He wants to speak on
I
Lampard.
said I want to speak for Lampard today.
Continue.
Are you guys with me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you. Can hear you.
So the reality of
Just
the
go
world
ahead.
we are in,
Mhm.
the reality of the world we are in right now is a stats crazy world when it comes to football. Stats infested world. Everybody wants to pad. You want to pad your player. You want them to get game time. You want them to get those goals and all that.
Mhm.
So Lampard would have thought that, okay, we are playing Krasnodar. This is a good game for Werner to get those goals. If I sit Werner down and I play Tammy Abraham would not play in the next game.
Mhm.
He would not get those numbers. We need to rack those numbers up so that he can justify why he bought him. I'm giving you reasons why he felt he should have played Tammy. I mean, why he played Werner. Not that I'm justifying him. I'm just trying to let you guys understand that today's world, when you buy an expensive player, you want him to play and you want him to perform, so you can pad those games up. Werner got the goal today. He
But
has scored today.
there's a reason why you have a squad, not just a squad of more than 11 players. It's to
That's why I
accommodate
said
other people.
it's a two-way thing. You want to accommodate, and at the same time, you want to pad. You want your players to perform. Normally for him, he
Oh
would have
well,
felt okay. Werner
he
can.
felt
This is
that
the
much
kind of
about
this is the kind of game that Werner can get 3 goals. If he gets 3 goals in the Champions League, that is a solid record. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
if Lampard
If
felt
Tammy, if
about
Tammy,
him, he should have made him first choice penalty taker then. If he felt that much about him.
well, it's not like penalty are given in a game. It can happen, it cannot happen. So that one you don't go into game hoping for penalties. You just know maybe it will happen or it will not happen. But my point is, you want this one to score goals. He has scored a goal today. The headline tomorrow would be Werner scores in the Champions League. Werner opens the Champions League account for Chelsea, not Tammy Abraham, not Giroud. So those are the kind of things that he will be. Yes, we want start. I wanted to see Giroud today. I was expecting Giroud to start. But if he starts
That
Giroud
was
today,
our best
Giroud will not
striker
play in
in
the
the
next
second
five
half of
games.
last season.
So,
The person that made us
well,
helped us
last
get
season
to
is
the top
gone. We're
four.
in a new season now.
My point is,
We're in a new season now,
understand what I'm
unfortunately.
saying. Young, understand what I'm saying. He was in a good run of form. He was on form. That's just what I'm saying. He was on form before this started. From the end, from after the pandemic, after the break, not the pandemic, from after the break,
Yeah.
flowing because there was barely any break. I mean, preseason. There was barely any summer break. There was barely preseason. So that same form, good form, he was on from after the coronavirus break.
So I get your point. Let's not also forget that Giroud was not actually in Lampard's plans. It was the injury to Tammy that made Giroud to start playing.
He won him over now after the pandemic. Have you forgotten? He was
Yes, he won him
first choice.
offside.
So
Yes, he won him over.
If what you're
But
saying,
did he get his confidence? No,
that's
because
the
if
point.
he had
What is
gotten
getting
the
his confidence?
confidence,
Is he scoring the goals? If at the end of the day, if it's going by what you're saying, that means it's okay to say. I mean, when people say Lampard functions basically on emotions and not necessarily on performances, that means it's very valid. Because
I agree with you.
emotions,
But
if he
that's the
likes you,
truth.
he does not like you, he'll play you. It's not about performance anymore.
But that's the reality we are facing right now. Because whether you like it or not, if I have a striker who was on form, then I see no reason why I should go and buy a new striker for close to 40 million. For me,
No.
going to buy a new striker when I have 2 strikers in my team, it shows
No.
I don't have confidence in the 2 of them.
I disagree with you. That is not what I'm saying. I see the reason buy a new striker because these other the other striker that Giroud is old and is not exactly you know prime ideal striker that Chelsea will use at least for the long term. But it does not mean that he passed away. That's similar to the same thing that is happening to Kovacic. Kovacic was very good just how many months ago? Player of the season. And then suddenly, it's not that he stopped performing. He did not stop performing. But just because the manager does not, he just keep in and making changing players, what they call it, cuts and short changing or whatever. And then just playing him, dropping him, playing any formation that he just wakes up with or dreams about. And it's affecting the players. We're not getting enough results. After 7 games, you have 9 points. It's not good enough. It's not just down to Kepa. It's also down to the manager.
Of course, nobody's removing the manager from the blame. But I'm just trying to let you know the reality of the world we are in right now. There's this mirage around ex-players coming back into the team. They know the club, they know the philosophy of the club, blah 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 blah. Yeah, so you have to give it. So exactly, so you have to give it to them. So by giving it to them, Lampard also, it comes to the club. Okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. The truth of the matter is, Giroud does not factor in that picture. Giroud is a plan B. So it doesn't matter whether Giroud is getting the goals for them or not at that point in time. The truth of the matter is Giroud is plan B. So he has to keep playing Werner. He has brought Werner. Everyone wants Werner to do well. So he has to keep playing Werner.
I'm questioning why Giroud. I mean, Giroud being a plan C, no problem. But now he's not even a plan B. He's not even a plan C. Even top competitions, he didn't play.
He's a plan C actually. He's a plan C. Now he came in the Carling Cup. He came in the Carling Cup. He scored a goal. He scored a goal in the Carling Cup.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, look at now. One of them scored a goal.
And let's not also forget that November, December is still there when we have the run of games. You remember when we played 3-4 games in 10 days?
Yeah,
at that point in time, players will get tired. Injuries will start coming in.
We've already been knocked out of one of the cup competitions. The other one, Champions League, I'm pretty sure we'll not get. They'll be playing 3-4 games a week.
No, are you seeing also that we are playing Champions League every week now? It's not unlike before that it's once in 2 weeks.
We'll soon be knocked out. No worries.
So at some point in time, no, we can't be knocked out. Calm down now. We can't be knocked out. From who? Is it Krasnodar? Is it Sevilla? See, whether you like it or not, whether Lampard performs or not, Chelsea is going to qualify from this group.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. So those first set of games, they are going to play it. They are going to play the Premier League. They are still going to play the FA Cup. There's a whole lot of games that they are still going to play coming up. Players will get tired. Injuries will come in. Everyone will get there. Lampard, Giroud, as at this point last season, Giroud has not even played a game. Do you know Giroud was frozen out as at this time last season? He was frozen out of the team. He wasn't even in the team.
Back, he did the hard work. He didn't play.
Exactly.
And he won himself back. So why it's unfair? It's not right in any manner. In any way you want to look at it on any basis, it's not fair on the player because.
But the truth of the matter, the reality. There's fairness and there's reality.
I understand the reality. It is that reality that I'm questioning. You don't get me. It seems like you're trying to justify it. I'm not oblivious.
No, I'm not justifying. I'm just saying why he's doing. I'm just saying why he's doing it.
I know why he's doing whatever it is he's doing. But just questioning it. If someone says, "Okay, this is yes," the question is, why is it a yes? It's simple. It's basically what I'm doing.
So here's the thing now. Here's the thing now. From your let's come in from your own angle now. You have bought Werner. Then you're now playing Giroud. The owner of the club will come and meet you and ask you that. Why are you sitting?
Werner and play Giroud as first choice. That's not what I am saying. Understand me. You give Giroud opportunities. This is another Champions League game. Timo Werner has literally been playing every game, playing 90 minutes.
He will burn out at some point.
Yeah, but you don't have to wait for him to burn out and then he'll now be injured before you now start playing Giroud. Because then
you were the one that just talked about you're not comfortable with dropping and picking. So you want a player to keep playing games.
No. You see, the fact that you have to have every team, every manager usually has their first 11. I understand. Okay, fine. He has counted he considers that Timo Werner as his first level, right? Good and fine. But then at the same time, that is why you have a squad. There are games you also have to play, or even when you play him, you drop him out, keep him on the bench. I mean, substitute him and bring in other players. Have other players that also deliver. If you're looking for, especially when you see it's not working, we are playing games and you see playing goalless draws. You see games that you need Giroud to come on. You see games that obviously Timo Werner's way is not working. You do something different. After all, this same Giroud worked with Pulisic, Mount, and all these other players last season, and they delivered. He has to count for something. That's just the point I'm making. He doesn't
I
have
get
to be
your point.
constant.
Upside, I get your point, but we also need to know that. But I mean, how many games have we played this season? 6
Miyagi.
games.
That's
Six
not the same
games.
way. The same way Lampard says he's integrating other players gradually and slowly. That's the same way he should also integrate Timo Werner gradually. Even if he's starting, as I've said, even if you bring in Giroud, most of these games that we ended up playing draws or we ended up scoring goals, you change something. Look at the game against Manchester
Giroud,
United.
unfortunately, Giroud is his third choice. It doesn't matter whether he scores goals or not. It's his third
No, but
choice.
that's
If he
not every
removes
game.
Werner, if he removes Werner, Tammy Abraham would have to come on because Tammy is a second choice.
But it's not just about choice. It's about what the game needs. It's about what the game needs. I don't understand how you're defending this. It's about what the game needs. I understand what reality is. It is basically that reality that I'm questioning. If they say this is how these things are done, if someone says, okay, this is how these things are done, the question is, okay, things are done this way. Does it have to be? Why are things done this way? So it's basically what I'm asking. If Lampard is saying, no matter what it is, give or take, Timo Werner has to be there. But you can change positions. Why can't you take him off? At least substitute him. Substitute him. He plays 90 minutes, full 90 minutes.
But Giroud has played 2 games this season.
I give up.
He's played two
I
games.
give up. I rest my case.
So no, you need to understand from their own angle too. Giroud has played 2 games. This is to the Anthony Rudiger's first game this
Are
season.
you thinking the fact that there have not been games where we had to change some things, like do something different up top?
Oh, Juventus just scored.
Oh, who scored?
I'm trying to check.
Abdullahi, why are you not talking?
I'm listening to you guys now because I don't want to. I've been writing on Lampard for the past how many weeks now. I don't want to even talk about it.
I know you totally agree with me. You totally disagree with me, but it's fine.
I see one thing about
I know
Lampard.
you support Lampard.
I've already said it, and I will keep saying it again. This team needs pattern. We need structure for this team. This team doesn't have structures or pattern, and it's affecting those players we have. An experienced manager will not be daft enough to play Timo Werner on the right as a striker. You need to play someone behind him to make him more effective. That is Olivier Giroud. He may not be a central forward, but this guy knows how to score goals and he knows how to bring players in. That is the job of Olivier Giroud. But when you're having a player on the bench, you're telling him to one bench and he's not doing anything. Then what are we telling those players? You have zero confidence in him, which doesn't make any sense. That's my worry with.
Thank you very much.
Because another manager will come in, an experienced manager will come in, will tell you, I want Giroud as my number 9. I don't care. I want him because I know he can offer me this. There is a reason Didier Deschamps is playing Olivier Giroud as a striker. There's a reason. Kylian Mbappe,
He loves him.
what's called, Griezmann are playing together. There's a reason he's playing him. There is a reason.
He loves him.
Yes.
Personally loves him.
I don't know the philosophy in which Lampard has been saying philosophy. I don't know what philosophy is playing.
The philosophy is not working. Either a result or style of play. It's not working.
No, it's not working.
Like after all the money spent.
Yes, I keep saying it. People say I'm bashing on Lampard the way I'm bashing on Pep Guardiola. I keep saying it. If care is not taken, Lampard could go.
The expectation is high. Do you know the squad? Our is vast from goalkeeping.
The expectation of this Chelsea
we have
team.
excess.
The expectation in this Chelsea team is very high.
We have excess players. Marcus Alonso has not been playing. Gilmore is not even around yet. We have players. Do you get? We have a big
But then
squad.
again, if you look at other teams are also faltering, so it's not like
I
it's
know,
not like
but
we are far
look at
off.
this match. Look at this match.
Yeah, no, but that's the problem. When you start comparing yourself to others that are doing bad, it does not mean that you're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
The land of blind man, it just means you're lowering your
No,
standard.
no, 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 no,
And
no, no.
lowering your
It's not that
standard
you're
is not
lowering the
good.
standard. You also
You have
need
to
to
hold
understand.
yourself to a
Okay,
certain standard. You know,
so this
based
is a
on what
club
you're
side.
trying to say, okay, yeah, so we
This
should
is
not
a
finish.
club side.
But after
This is a
all
club
we
side that
spent,
just bought
after all the money we spent, we should be doing way better. It's not about comparing, like, okay, others are not doing bad.
offside. Offside.
Yeah.
This is a club that has just bought 8 new players. 8 new players. Out of
Miyagi,
the
we
eight,
watch the
hold on,
games,
hold on,
and
hold
from
on.
what we see,
Only
the problem is
one.
the coaching. It's not about bringing different players. We
It's
see
about the
players
coaching.
look
No, no,
like
It's
no, no,
Lampard.
no, 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 no,
the
no. You
problem
can't
is the
take that
coaching.
away. You can't take that. No, listen, you can't take that away.
I'm not
When new
taking it
players are
away.
coming
I'm saying
together,
what we see
it's
with
also
our
part of
eyes.
it. It's
Mm-hmm.
also part of it. It's also part of it. They need time to gel together. See, we keep forgetting this thing. Nobody had preseason this season. You
Yep.
have
No
8 new
team.
players in your team. It would always affect at some point. So
Yep.
this first set of games is like the preseason for them. They still need to gel. They would come together at some point, and you would enjoy the football. I don't.
Yep.
I yes, we can be angry with Lampard and all, but I still feel it's too early in the season to start calling for his head. And the team also needs
Remember,
to gel together.
but do you know it's not too early? If do you know that? Do you remember that even last season there were times that we used to many times also complain about Lampard's lineup. We used to complain about one thing. Lampard would just come out of nowhere, do one thing, either do substitutions or do this, do the wrong substitutions.
Offside. First game last season was again.
Let me just finish. So you know that even from that time there was a problem with Lampard's coaching,
Mm-hmm.
and now it has only gotten worse, which is why it is like we are even worse off now than we were last season. You cannot blame something that's inconsistent in the consistent back passes.
It's too much.
Sideways pass is too
It's
much boring. And
way
then they
too
say
much.
Chelsea has done 100 and something passes compared to oppositions 80 something.
Start infested world that we are in. That is what I was talking about
Are you listening
initially.
to me? Can you just
Everybody's
calm down,
crazy about stats.
Miyagi, I heard that part. There is the same way other
I'm
teams
with you.
passes are well, but your pass is progressive. That is where coaching comes into play. You can do your passes, but passes should be progressive. You can't say because you're talking about statistics, you're talking about numbers, and then because of it, you keep making backward pass. That means you don't know what you're coaching. That is where the difference between coaches, the difference between the coach that will make the right passes or instruct his team to make the right passes. And you cannot tell me we as fans, we are not coaches. But from our experience of watching football, we know what good football is. And we see this, but Lampard is not seeing it. And he keeps repeating himself. Before you came on, there was something I said to Abdullahi. When it's something that I've noticed in this Chelsea team since this season, you want to give a pass, and it's not just a player that does it, it's consistent with so many of the players. You want to give a pass, a player is breaking forward, running towards the opposition's. You want to give a pass. It's either they give a very weak pass, right? Like they don't put enough power behind the ball, or it's not just either, it's both of them. That and the fact that they now pass the ball behind the player. So the player will now have to sit down or backtrack to retrieve the ball. And all these things are things that impede on the attack. These are things that impede on the pace of offense. But Lampard doesn't seem to see it. He doesn't. It is coaching. These are basic things. I'm not a coach. I don't have any badge. But these are basic things that you should know that Chelsea was faster to break by this time last season. I remember the very first game I watched of Chelsea, the preseason of last season. I was excited, even though we won the game. I think we lost. It ended in a draw. But I was excited. I could see what the team looked like they wanted to do. But now it seems like confusion here and there, this and that. That is the job of the manager. Even though there are many players that are going to, but sometimes when you have very good players, you don't even need so much work for them to understand each other.
Exactly.
That's good. That is why they are good players. You don't, because they understand good football, and their understanding of good football will help them be able to predict what their teammates will do. It's as
Exactly.
simple as that.
Exactly.
So I still hold on to first game last season against United. We conceded 4 goals, and everybody lost hope. Everybody just felt, well, let's just take whatever comes this season. But along the line, what happened? They picked up themselves. See, football is a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Even last season,
There are games that
last season we are not good enough. If the only thing saving grace we had was that so many other teams underperformed, that was why. In a normal season, a standard season where the Premier League, other teams are doing well, Chelsea would not have come even sixth. That's a fact. Now,
Yep.
it's unfortunate that we are comparing ourselves to one-eyed men. They say in the land of the blind, one-eyed man is king. But it still does not mean that it's the standard or it's the ideal that Chelsea should be operating by. That is not a Chelsea standard. Chelsea standard is they look at themselves and do good. As much as the pressure is coming from Roman wants to do good because they say finish first does not mean you finish first and win the league with 40-something points. That doesn't mean you did well. It doesn't mean you can't improve. It doesn't mean you can't do things better. So even if you're saying, yeah, last season, I agree, it was the first game of the season. Chelsea lost 4-0. But the reason we lost 4-0 in that game was obvious. From the analysis, post-match analysis, yeah, even Mourinho said primary school coaching, basics in football, those are the mistakes that he made. And yes, over time, he learned from it. But at the same time, we still had the issue of Kepa. We had that Kepa issue, which was a very significant issue. Now, the fact that we did not lose 4-0 against Manchester United does not necessarily mean that we're good enough or we've done good enough. That's not what it translates to, especially when we're watching the game like this, 90 minutes on TV, and we're seeing the mistakes, we're seeing the things we're doing wrong. I'm talking too much. Sorry for taking your mind.
So let me ask you. No. Let me ask you from your summation and everything that you are saying from this first set of games.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think would be our final finish at the end of the season?
In all honesty, I think we'll continue like this. We won't even make top 6. Last season, I had more confidence last season, and I was more liberal and more, relaxed in the sense that the game, at least to watch them, the football was more entertaining. You could see that, yeah, sometimes even maybe they were naive or they made mistakes here and there and they considered goals. But at least you could see the intent. You get me? You could see the drive. You could see, okay, they take the ball, they are rushing, they are running to score, going to their position. But, maybe poor fit or poor decision was just affecting the team. This season, this time around, they barely even seem to they barely even go forward. They barely even have the courage or the confidence to take the risk to go forward. Just backward passes. And if you don't move forward, to create something with the ball, you will score. And if you don't score, you will not win. It's as simple as that. This was something Mourinho said last season. That Chelsea, yes, even though Chelsea likes to have possession, they are a team they can control. Even with them having the possession, it's easy to control Chelsea, even though Chelsea has the possession.
Yep.
And that's exactly what's been happening. They have the ball, they're just passing it at the back, passing between the defender, the midfielders, they go back. Timo Werner will have to come all the way back to collect the ball from Jorginho or from the defender. Come on. That's not how to play. That would be a sign. That's
No, but at that point in time, no, there are some games where the striker has to fall back. If the ball is not coming forward, you have to fall back and help the team
I
to
agree.
push
There
forward.
are some games. There are
So
some
you
games,
notice,
but
I saw that
these
point
games that
too,
it
but
can't
that
be
was just
happening
the
every
only
time.
point in the game. That was the only point in the game he came back.
I completely understand. But I think for me, like I said already, my issue with Lampard is he needs to work on his game management because for me it's very terrible. He needs to work on it a lot. Like you need to know when to make substitution and when to start the right players at the right time. We cannot be playing back passes every time. Everybody else say individual error. What causes individual errors is the manager. It's not the player only. Because yes, I could understand the individual error can be caused by the players. But what is the manager telling them? What exactly is the manager telling them to do? So the manager needs to know exactly what they want. Okay, do you want them to go forward or stay back? Because, like I keep saying, this team, I didn't see a pattern, no structures in this team that will give me
Up United 5-0.
Yeah, I know. I
Easy.
didn't see any
Easy.
And he's coming. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I think United has been looking good for the recent 2 matches, bro. So you need to give them kudos. Tom, I'm still gonna come to
Against Leipzig. I mean, you need to give them kudos for the job they did. You know, I was saying it in the last game. I said they are knocking United too much, but I mean, I'm seeing something from this side. I'm seeing something good. This was a game that I was expecting would be close. I expected Leipzig to push United and give them a run for their money. I was expecting Leipzig to even score at least 2 goals today. But I mean, look at it. They took them to the cleaners. 5 goals, and one was even disallowed again. So, in as much as Lampard and Ole, they are in the same WhatsApp group, no, but you get to you get to see there's this synergy within that thing. The way their passes, their structures, their puts. I mean, they're
I don't see
together.
Lampard anymore, please.
What?
He's too stubborn. That's what I have.
Marcus Ballon d'Or Rashford, guys. Marcus Ballon d'Or Rashford. I need to set up for my stream, but guys, man, like let's like if there's 2 things I want to get out, it's that like the first point is that I don't want anyone disrespecting Marcus Rashford again. What does he do? He's literally just dropped a hat-trick against the team that's top of the Bundesliga and RB Leipzig.
Yeah, and he's left one of the best prospect defenders in
Upamecano won the best, and I still think United should get him. We put 5 past them, and 2.
Yeah, it's one game out of. I don't know how many. So don't judge a player on that.
Yeah, of course not. And 2, it's not actually bad for a PE teacher, is it? I was told Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a PE teacher, and we're going to get dominated by Leipzig because now he's a good coach, and PSG with Mbappe and Neymar. Well, to be honest, Manchester United are the best team in this group. Facts. Yeah. I watched the PSG Istanbul game, and to be honest, both teams look dead.
I think the Istanbul you guys should get.
I don't think even if PSG come to Old Trafford, we're going to dominate them well.
Mm-hmm. And I'll even agree with that because there's no problem with PSG have attacking.
Red Devils and Tom, I think the Glazers themselves needs to back Ole now because in his he need backing.
Yeah, you can see what he's done here, and he's not even been backed.
Exactly.
Imagine
Lampard's been backed, and all the people park the bus at Old Trafford.
Tom, this is my point. This is what I'm trying to tell people. It's like just speak of the context. You know,
I get Sir Alex Ferguson. 100%.
Lampard spent 200 million one fit and summer on world-class players. And congrats to Chelsea, you put 4 past Krasnodar. Cool. Okay. But like against
Sevilla at home.
Against Sevilla's home, draw to United at home in banter. Like, why is it that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been met under constant criticism when Chelsea spent much more money this summer? Even Arteta, Pep, etc. We were more convincing against Leipzig than City were against Porto.
100%.
Nah, come on, guys.
It's new football. But that's what I'm saying. It's new football.
There should be at least. There's one thing to take home is that you have. This is not luck. Okay, this is not fluke. United weren't lucky against PSG. They weren't lucky against Leipzig. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got his tactics right, and the players did a good job.
Welcome, Red Devil.
Yeah, he got his tactics right against 2 of the best tactical managers. Tuchel's a tactical manager, and Nagelsmann is. A lot of German managers are tactical.
Mm-hmm. I've said several times if Ole goes, I want Nagelsmann as a coach. Nagelsmann got schooled today. Yep. I know. To be fair,
I think some of the players let him down.
We had a lot of the ball, and we struggled. But again, what happened? We made subs, and this is the thing. The difference between United this season, and I'm just speaking because I've got to head off right now, is that it's the squad depth. That's the difference. So what happened when we were putting right? Cool, we can bring on Bruno. We can bring on Rashford.
There could have been more goals as well today. It's simple. It could have been even worse.
Exactly.
If Cavani would have timed wouldn't have been offside in that position.
Oh yeah, would have been.
That would have a good finish. They say this guy's not played, football for don't know how long.
7 months.
I'll see you guys in a bit.
Yeah, see you, Red Devil.
Mm-hmm. All right, see you. So, kudos to United. Well played. That's a good performance. Very good performance. Well played.
Yeah, it was
very impressive.
Impressive performance. Impressive.
And I said, I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was on this platform that was saying, in my opinion, this season Ole has gone ahead of Lampard. You see,
and he's
what
not even spent
Manchester
near the money
United
that he
tried to do.
has.
The only
Lampard's
problem
had to
with
spend
United
money
is that
to
sometimes
try
they are
and
not
improve.
consistent. They are not consistent. Sometimes you see. In my opinion, if they had come all out against Chelsea, they would have defeated Chelsea last weekend.
Yeah, but
honestly,
I think what Ole did against Chelsea was he go more of a defensive, and if
Yeah.
despite
They wanted a clean sheet for
yeah,
him.
he go more
exactly.
defensive. He go more defensive, and I knew the reason why he go more defensive because it taught Lampard to go with the 4-2-3-1 formation, something like that. Because they have someone like Timo Werner, Kayavan, this kind of player. Like he believe Lampard will go all out and attack. That is the worst call. That's what the worst call Ole was thinking. But it was more of a defense. If not for Eduardo Mendy, if it was Ariza Balaga, I won't lie to you, it would have been funny against United. Because there are some counters of time in which he saved one-on-one, Rashford, one-on-one,
One-on-one,
Bruno Fernandes, one-on-one. Look at this one-on-one he was saving. If it was Ariza Balaga for me, it was a pure goal for me. Pure goal.
Yeah, and it's like even respect to Thiago Silva because if he don't get that blocking with Cavani, that goes past.
That goes in.
Easily.
Yeah, that goes in
easily.
Exactly. That goes in personally. So it's not. Sometimes we need to. We can blame Ole, we can blame Frank Lampard, but sometimes we need to give some managers some credit. Like I said already, I keep saying it. This Chelsea team is pattern. We need structures. We don't have it. I keep saying it. I'm saying it. We don't have it. Because
the problem, let me just say, the problem at Chelsea is you haven't got the balance. For me, I'll be honest, you've got the attacking players. You've got the midfield now. If you play Havertz there, and you've got the defensive ones that you need with Jorginho and Kante. Problem is you've solved the goalkeeper, so that's another part. So roughly, I'd say Chelsea are about a 75% to 100 ratio in terms of being fully complete.
Yeah.
Defensively, Thiago Silva will only probably be there for probably 8 teams to say 2 years. Then you'll have to buy another defender to replace him. You want to get replaced. You've brought in such as Chilwell, which that pretty much says bye bye to Alonso. Reece James is still a young player and he's probably going to be your future right back or right wing back, depending what system you play. And then you've got to choose between your other centre backs. So Zuma, Christensen. If you want to play Aspilicueta there, you've got to choose these players. But the problem with Chelsea, you need to buy you need to buy a domineering defender. You need to buy like a Virgil van Dijk type defender. You need to buy a proper leader. And I know you bought Thiago Silva in, which is fair enough, but you need someone who's going to be a lot younger than that. Like you need such as an Upamecano. Maybe not off of tonight's performance, but I won't judge a player on one performance over a whole season. When Leipzig haven't lost a game since they lost to PSG in the semi-final. That's how good Leipzig have been. And in terms of defensive play, Upamecano was rated as one of the best defenders over the whole statistics and in terms of game-to-game performances in the world. He's a player that you should look at. Koulibaly I wouldn't suggest because he's getting on a bit now.
Maybe Skriniar.
Skriniar is a good option, exactly. Skriniar is a good option.
Of Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, you've got the attack. What you've done is you've blown all your money out on the attackers. You've got the attackers now. You don't need to fiddle about with them anymore. And it's young enough because you've got players like Werner, Ziyech, and say Pulisic, who are maybe more experienced.
Do you think Lampard can take this team? For me, I don't think Lampard can take us forward.
I don't think. I'll be honest. I think he can take you minimum third. If I'm being honest, I think he can take you minimum third. You need a manager. I think he'll build the team for another manager.
You think he can take us third this season?
I don't think so.
I don't even think so. I don't even think we can make top 6 this season. In all honesty.
Yeah. I'm just saying that the fact that he can take this team right now.
People abuse me. Like I've been getting a lot of bashing on Twitter, abuse on Twitter. Like I keep saying,
giving us 2 years.
I want Massimiliano. The reason I said I want Massimiliano Allegri is a proven manager.
Allegri would win you a Premier League title for sure.
See,
Allegri he'd buy proper defenders.
See, Allegri is a proper winner. When you talk about experience, Massimiliano Allegri has that experience of a manager. He will tell you, go do this. and that's it, and you're gonna do it. He's a winner.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
Even another manager was go and get Rafa back. Seriously, like you can laugh at me all you want about it. Go and get Rafa back. Rafa did a good job when he was at Chelsea, but if he would have given the job on a full-time basis, then he could have probably taken you even further. He's won the Champions League before with such as Liverpool. He solidified Newcastle in the Premier League for a few years. And if a takeover would have happened, I think he could have probably taken them maybe into a top 4 team then.
Yeah.
And he's done quite a decent job when he's managed in China. Now he's looking for another job anyway. So, and he's a manager that you could easily just go and attract anyway. You don't have to go and buy him out or anything. So there you go. You could list a load of names.
Yeah,
Nagelsmann could be on your list.
People abuse me when I said, for me, Lampard is good. I'm not disputing that. He's the club legend. I completely understand. Is he going to take us forward in terms of managerial ability, experience, and tactics? Hell no.
No,
because
no. Even without the manager, even if you put Allegri in this team right now, I still think this team will only get minimum 3rd. And the reason why I say that is you need to solidify the defence, because you can go like you did at the weekend. You went all out defensive. You played 5 at the back and everything, but then that counteracts, so you're not as good going forward in terms of scoring goals. So then this is what I mean. You need to find the balance. And like
so let me quickly come in here.
You go ahead.
You talked about Thiago Silva giving Chelsea another 2 good years, yeah?
Yeah. Go ahead.
At that point in time, Christensen would be around 25. Zuma is still young. Fikayo Tomori should be around 24 by then. At that point in time, they would be coming into their own. Are you saying those guys are not good enough to solidify the team?
What I'm saying is not right now, but because Thiago Silva's gone there, and they're gonna, Thiago Silva is done everything that you have to do in football. To be honest, if we're being honest, he's done pretty much everything. Champions League finals, major trophies, major honours, and such as the Brazilian caps and everything. Players such as Tomori, Zuma will learn off of him. Even Reece James, because Reece James, he plays the ball, say, backwards to the centre back. Thiago Silva will make him learn. No, you need to play that ball in midfield where there's a man dropping behind, coming for the ball, or you play it up wing, or if you're getting pressed that much, boot it out or boot it up the field and risk losing possession. That's what you need to do, and this is what I mean. He will learn your team, just like other players, such as Cavani at Man United. Is going to improve players like Greenwood in terms of positioning, in terms of heading, in terms of accuracy, because he's done it over a considerable amount of time, just like Thiago Silva. That's why Thiago Silva, say at the weekend, knew everything about Cavani, because he's that experienced, and that's why he knows, I need to shove my foot out here, otherwise he's just going to blast this past the goalkeeper. And he did that, and he probably saved Chelsea the game, because that goes in the back of the net. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying the players right now, such as Zuma and everything, are not ready to win. They're not ready to win league titles or anything. But in 2 years' time, when they've learned off of somebody who's done all the winning and everything, then that's another question. Because then if they get to the age of 24, 25-ish, and they're not doing it, where they should be hitting their prime, should be hitting the peak in terms of quality players, then you need to start looking at getting players in to take over from them. Such as an Upamecano, such as Ozan Kabak at Schalke, these young players out there in the world, these experienced players that are developing and are proven to be world class players at the elite level.
Exactly.
Just like you spent over £200 million on world class attackers, proven attackers, Werner, Ziyech. When you brought in Pulisic, you brought in experienced attackers. You brought in a German midfielder in Kai Havertz, who's probably going to be, future, German sensation in terms of the national team and probably for Chelsea. So you've spent money on the attackers. It's in terms of Lampard can go 2 ways. He either uses Thiago Silva to develop the young players, or he buys in a player to take over from Thiago Silva to help play alongside the youngsters or replace them. So it's as simple as that. But personally, I think Lampard, with the money that he spent, he spent all the money on the attackers and everything. but he needs to get some players in that's going to balance it out at the other end. Or it's a case of you've got the wrong manager, which is a lot of what people are questioning. Because you need a manager who can go in at half time and change the whole formation, tactics, system. Lampard doesn't do that. Like at the weekend, he went to Old Trafford with one plan, and that was defend. Get a clean sheet.
The reason is that I was pissed off because we have an attacking player in the field who can score goals, because I was like, okay, you want to play United, play Olivier Giroud. This guy can score goals.
You should have played how Ollie plays, as in you can park the bus, but be able to be mobile to counter attack.
Exactly. That's why you have Giroud. That's why you have Giroud in your team. Giroud can bring on players in. He can hold on to the ball, bring on Maguire out. Then 1-on-1, Timo Werner can score goals. Kai Havertz can score goals. Akim Ziyech can score goals.
100%.
So you have Giroud is a mobile number 9. He's a target man. Give him the ball. Let him hold on to the ball. When he hold on to the ball, player can score goals. But you are playing 3-4-3. You are playing 3 attackers who are flair players who doesn't have that strength. Only flair. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't.
I think you need to cut him you need to cut him slack a little bit.
Position, depending on who you're playing, you know the players to bring.
Exactly.
You know when to bring in Giroud.
And
you can't keep doing the same thing.
In that match, what pisses me off in that match was it make a substitution. It brought on Tamir Brown. That was when I was angry. I was like, I nearly broke my TV set that day. I was like, Lampard,
what game was
I'm
against
serious.
Man United?
Yes, I was angry because that much I was expecting Olivier Giroud to come in. This guy can score goals. Bring him on. Bring Giroud on. Why you playing?
So I wouldn't totally blame him. I wouldn't totally blame him because this is a team that beat him 3 times last season.
Yes, I know.
So he needed to hold on a little bit. I mean,
before you can start
throwing caution, before you start throwing caution into the wind, saying you want to go all out. And going into that game, both managers were under fire.
Yeah.
So it was more about whoever would lose would get more of the blame. So both of them were trying to be cautious.
I understand if he did not start Giroud, but you saw it was boring.
It was
terrible.
Yes.
It was almost a waste of time. You tried something else. It seemed like he was comfortable with the goalless draw.
You play 3 at the back, switch it back to 4.
I mean, just like the United guy said, he went to United hoping to get a draw. So at that point in time, he was already comfortable.
Exactly,
with
and
whatever
that's
he wanted.
that's what Miyagi, you understand what we're trying to say, right? That's the wrong mindset to have.
That is the wrong mindset.
Manager,
exactly.
Number one, especially after spending all the money and with the attacking players you have at your disposal. You should be doing better. You should not be going to Man United, even though you went there and lost 4-0 last season. That was why you bought players. You shouldn't be going there last season and going there this season and expecting to get a draw. Not just a draw that you played very well. Your approach was terrible. It was boring. And then when you saw that United was there for the taking, in my opinion, there were chances that, there were times that Chelsea, maybe in the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you go for it.
Do you know what Ole said? Do you know what Ole said?
Keep Giroud up top.
Ole said,
proper number 9.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said after the United match, after the match, he said he never expected Chelsea to play back like that. His expectation was to sit back and hit Chelsea on the counter. Then he realized, they have a very fantastic goalkeeper in which they can't even beat. 1-on-1, they can't beat him because he's just that outstanding. Imagine having a goalkeeper man of the match against United. That is it. That's why those attackers will have a goalkeeper being the man of the match. That is bad as being a Chelsea fan because
I'm telling you.
Because we have a very good attackers in Timo, Kai, Ziyech, who can score goals. But you keep making silly. People say, I'm not bashing on Lampard. I'll keep saying it. I'm not bashing on him. But at this moment, the route of giving him time, let's give him till this process. I would say this process will.
So let me ask between Lampard and Ole, if anybody would go first, who do you think would go first?
Lampard.
I agree. Yes. Lampard will go first.
Roman is not stupid.
Lampard would have to go first because of the money that he spent.
Yes,
and he's not took it anywhere. And
beyond results, he seems clueless.
Yes,
he seems clueless.
Abramovich is not stupid and not crazy. I keep saying there's a reason they are calling for Massimiliano Allegri. Ramon is not stupid. He knows he's a winner.
Yeah.
He wants to win.
Yeah. Yeah, and if I can just interrupt on this, the
Abdullahi,
key point for me.
Abdullahi,
Yeah.
where have you been seeing the story of Massimilian Allegri?
I
I've
will
not seen
send
it.
it.
I've just been hearing it from you.
Don't
I'm
worry.
talking about proper websites, proper
Website
platforms,
has already been
proper
taking it.
columns.
Daily Mail has already reported it already.
No, I've not seen it on Daily
I've
Mail.
seen it. I have seen it twice already on Daily Mail.
Yeah,
I've
United,
not-
you wanted to say something?
Daily Mail did. Yeah, Daily Mail did report on Allegri. Yeah.
Exactly. See, Daily Mail reported it.
They did
Master
report
Allegri
him,
taking
yeah.
over. I said it.
I've not seen it on Daily Mail.
I've seen it.
And they said that he's one person of 3 managers on the shortlist.
Exactly. You see?
And
Wow.
there was 2 other managers. One of them was listed, but I can't remember. Who's the
Master
other one now?
Allegri, Pochettino and Pochettino.
That means Lampard
Yeah,
is gone.
Pochettino was another one.
Yeah,
But the
Lampard
other,
is
there was
good.
a
I'm
third
saying
one that
it.
were
Lampard-
announced.
That means he's gone. Oh,
I've
no.
been saying this thing since last month. The woman has been saying it. He wants to win. He's a proper winner. For him saying I want Allegri, there's something going on. I keep saying it. Lampard will December. Only that's when Lampard will lie. If this doesn't change, I'll say it again. Sentimental apart, Allegri will take over this team, and everybody will see improvement in this team. Because I think we'll get the ball. This game, everybody will get the ball. Will pass back. Why? One player will make move. Why are you passing back again? Why? What's going on? If not for Eduardo Mendy this season, we'll have considered a lot of goals this season. We'll have considered countless of. If not for him, there's some stupid goals would have been considered this season. If not for him, because there's some decision Lampard make. I look at Lampard like, okay, you play. That's how you play players on merit. Good. Okay. Ariza Balaga is record signing. Good. Must you play? You have a Caballero on the bench before Mendy came in. Play Caballero. It's assured. You can be assured about Caballero. Play him. I don't care about him being record signing. Put him on the bench. Let him use his brain. If he's not doing something right, don't play him at all. Now you have Mendy. Good. Don't even think about playing Ariza Balaga anymore. No, don't. And the Chelsea fans, yes, everybody. Roma wants to attacking football. Everybody wants to start attacking football. But if the attacking football doesn't come in, Roma will be frustrated and will be mad to sack. It will be like Lampard. It's time to go. It is time to go. I have backed you enough. It's time to leave. People said I'm bringing an Allegri agenda. I will say it again. Mas Allegri will take up this team. Everybody will see difference in this team. There will be a structure. There will be a pattern. That's the proper match.
Personally, if I was to pick, I like Massimilian. I like Allegri actually. I actually preferred him to Conte. Initially, I preferred him to Conte before we signed Conte. But if I was to pick, I mean, you may not agree with me, but I would rather go with Leeds board, Marco Bielsa.
But Leeds, they will not give out Bielsa because Bielsa is doing well in league. So they will not be stupid enough to just leave Bielsa.
I mean, I'm just
Do
saying.
you want me to be honest? Do you know a manager that I would,
and he knows
an
how
outsider?
to improve players.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to improve players.
Yes.
Young players.
The coach I would love to get is Poch, but my problem with Poch is, my worry with Poch will play attacking football in which everybody wants. But the problem with Poch is they get over the line. That's my worry with Poch.
Do you want me to be honest? You know the manager that I think Chelsea should have played, if I'm being honest, and he's a bit of an outside. I would go and get Nuno from Wolves. Because if you're going to play a 5 at the back system, because when you've used wing backs, it usually works. When you have used wing backs, if you use Chilwell and you use Reece James like you have been doing, and you can easily drop a centre back to play more of it in the midfield. Say he's a holding centre defensive midfielder, but just in front of the back two, which you could easily use Kante or you could use Jorginho for.
Yeah.
Because Jorginho can be an anchor because he's not as quick as say Kante and as mobile. And then you could easily use, because it's worked for him at Wolves. You know, he had an amazing right wing back in Matt Doherty. That worked. And on the other side, he had cover, even if he couldn't play his best choices. He's used quick players like Adama Traore as a tactical system. He could easily make Timo Werner, more mobile. Or if you didn't want to use him, then he'll use Giroud as more like a Jimenez type of figure, where you pump some balls into the box, he gets on the end of them.
Because the way Timo Werner plays, in this space to play to score goals, that is when you bring it. That's when you play Giroud. Because what Giroud is not, it doesn't have that pace. But what Giroud does is a target man. He knows how to hold on to the ball, bring players in. Then the rest of the Timo Werner will do the rest. The reason he's struggling is Timo Werner doesn't have a strike partner who can help him, who can give him the chance to score goals. I'm not so on Tammy Abraham being the second choice. The reason is because it's older place. Not that
I'll be back in a minute, guys.
yes, it's not good enough like Olivier Giroud. Olivier Giroud knows when to hold on to the ball and when to bring players in. So for him not playing Giroud, then there's something going on with Lampard which I don't understand at all. For me, I do not understand. I don't. Because we keep bashing on this that. But like if Kia is not taking Frank will leave. If Kia is not taking, he will leave. I'm seriously saying he will leave if Kia is not taking. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but at the moment, maybe I'm too like bashing on Lampard too much, or maybe I'm just too being harsh about him.
I agree with you, Jerry. You're not being over the top. It's tired. You even sound like you're tired of complaining.
I'm tired.
Like it's basically the same thing. It seems like he doesn't learn from previous games.
No
It's
pattern,
the same
no
thing.
structure.
The same thing. What are they doing in training?
I don't know.
What did they do in training?
I don't know.
They do shooting practice. Then they come to games. You don't see them shoot.
You don't shoot. They play pass.
Pass.
Are you Barcelona? Tiki-taka football.
Even if you're Barcelona, at least try to do it as good as they were doing it. But you're not doing it. If you're pass forward, don't be passing backward. It's like
Because like people, a lot of people have been giving me bashing me that why did I want Allegri? I said it. Allegri will come to this team and he will show how good of a manager he is. In terms of
if you now you've been talking about Allegri.
Mhm.
If Allegri comes to Chelsea now, which players do you think he will get rid of?
Mhm.
Number one, and which players do you think would be his?
I will say
11?
it now. Despite him not signing, Massimo Allegri will come in now. It will make Olivier Giroud his number one. That one is already sure. Kante will go back as a DM. Allegri will do it. He will tell him that is your job. I want you to anchor that place.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I
Before.
said
Can you start again?
Massimo Allegri will come in. He will make his Olivier Giroud his number one striker, and he will tell Kante to go back to DM. That's it, because that's his job. And I will not be surprised if Allegri doesn't even play Giroud. What's called Jorginho for the whole entire season. People say doesn't play attack. He plays attacking football, but Juventus they want something. Flair. No, the reason it was sacked in Juventus was because the player he requested from the board. It wasn't given. It wasn't totally backed. There are some players he requested for, which it wasn't given. So what do you want him to do? He has the best players in the world in Cristiano Ronaldo. Still, he got the best out of Ronaldo, but still the board doesn't even back him because someone that took it to the Champions League final twice and still can't even trust him. There's something going on. There's something going on. A proper manager will come in. You have to back that proper manager for his philosophy to work. People say he plays defensive football like Conte. Allegri is very versatile. He can play 3, he can play 4. It's not someone like Conte who will stick on. He has that experience. He knows when to. Oh, you come out, you play this. He knows when to do it. The reason a lot of our midfield has been exposed is because the way Van Kalapan wants to play Kante. I keep saying it. Kante is not a DM, but he can do the DM job if you want him to do it. He has to be disciplined. And for a player to be disciplined, you need a proper coach that will tell him, this is your job. Be the DM. I want you to be that DM. Anchor that thing for me. Your job is get the ball from the defender, pass to your nearest midfield. That is your job. Don't do anything apart from that. Get the ball from the defense, pass to your nearest midfield. Let him be the one running. Let him be the one carrying the ball from the midfield to the attack. We slate Lampard for playing 4-2-3-1 in which Lampard plays. Allegri also play 4-2-3-1 and it works for him a lot because he has the player to play it. Lampard has the player to play the 4-2-3-1, but is it working? I don't think it's working. I really don't even know his philosophy. Talk less of his pattern. I don't.
So my point is, I guess with me.
Yeah, we too.
Lampard was given a 3-year contract, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things he asked for getting the contract, he asked for time.
Yep.
Like, give me time to handle this thing. So before he got the job, Abramovich assured him that, okay, I will give you time.
Yeah.
Let's see what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
This is his second season. His first season, we were handicapped. We could not sign players. He had to improvise, bring in from the youth setup. They managed, they got into fourth position. So technically, we can say this is his first season. I'm saying this because of the managerial issue that you guys are talking about.
Yep.
Technically, this is his first season with a new set of players and everything. We as fans, we can be emotional at times, and because these things are not working, you want him out, you want another person and all that. But the board would also not, they might not look at that also. They will be looking like, okay, like I said earlier, yes, he's not yet getting to that level, but how bad is he performing? Chelsea are in the top 10. Number one, it's early in the season. Chelsea are in the top 10. Their normal counterparts, Manchester United, Man City, where are they on the table? They are far behind. So these are the other paraphernalia, these are the other measures that the board will look at to say, is Lampard worth sacking at this point in time? The answer for them will be no. That is why personally I still believe, even though things are not working well now, I still believe Lampard will see the end of this season. Yes, I've not gone to check the mail, I've not read about it, but I totally doubt for now if Allegri or any other manager will be coming into this thing this season. My own personal opinion. For the rest of this, except things go totally worse, as in totally worse. But right now, it's not like we're performing bad, like we were performing last season. What we are not just saying is gameplay going forward, is tactics and all that. But the truth is, Chelsea some way somehow are still grinding out the results. So when they go into board meeting, those are the little things that they look at. Are we getting the results one way or the other? Yes, we are getting it. We lost scandalously to United last season, but this season we held them to goalless at home. Hold Sevilla, Europa League champions, goalless. You keep counting all those things. So personally, for me, I still don't think I don't see Lampard leaving this season. That's why I made that poll that time that Lampard or Ole, who do you think will go first? Personally, for me, I don't see Lampard going this season.
So you see
If
Ole
Lampard
first
stays,
before Lampard.
if Lampard stays at Chelsea beyond December,
How do you define
Chelsea.
fail? That's where I'm going to. How do you define failure?
What do I define as failure?
How do you define failure? You said if Lampard fails before December. How do you define
I
failure
said
before December?
last stays with us
Okay, last. Okay.
beyond December. Yeah. Yes. Now, what I define as failure, what in my opinion, Chelsea gave him 3 years contract. Of course, there's no way
Yes.
1 year contract. 2 years was going to pass a message and me feel like they didn't have trust in him and all that. 3 years, yes. And the fact that they gave him a 3 years contract doesn't mean he can't be sacked before the end of the expiration of the contract. Yeah, so that one is even a non-issue in my opinion. Now, the idea of signing Lampard, if not that Chelsea had that transfer ban, Chelsea would not have signed Lampard. That's a fact.
Of course.
The reason they brought in Lampard was to bring someone that's in quote that knows the club, manage younger players, and it was just like a cheap option to have him and the whole to romanticize the whole thing, the legend of the club coming back to the club, this and that, and it worked. He helped Chelsea's image in the media in England and all that. He came back, he did the job. Fortunately, in a season where other teams in the Premier League were underperforming, and then somehow we got into the Champions League places. But then this season, now getting back to the Champions League places, it's time for the big deal. It's time for the real deal. It's possible that, based on what we are seeing, he's not ready. Either that he's not good enough or he's not ready for the next level. So what's wrong in saying, "Oh, okay, thank you very much"? Mutual consent, right? That's what they call it. You're not ready for this this stage we are in at this point. Thank you very much. It was nice doing business with you. No hard feelings. There's nothing there. So when you say fans are acting in their feelings or fans are being emotional, it's nothing about being emotional. We're talking about the results. Literally, results, performances that we are seeing in our presence. We're watching it live. It has nothing to do with emotions.
Offside. That's where it's like you didn't get what I was saying in the first place. I talked about the first season. Everyone understood the first season, so you don't judge him with the first season. That's why I said technically this second season is like his first season. This is when they're just going to start judging him, not deciding his fate. They would not decide his fate with this season because this is his first season technically. he just got the players that he wanted. We didn't get any player last season. He just got the players that he wanted now. So he's still going to, like, where is the time? Did you guys give me the time to do the work? We've just played 6 games this season. It's not like we're
Exactly.
all doom and gloom. It's
Problems
not
we
like
are
we're all
seeing
doom
are
and gloom.
not the
There's okay,
problems we are
guys.
seeing. It does not need
To kill
time.
this
All
now.
of them that don't
I'm
need
not
time.
sure how this is true, but there's a report that I saw that I read that is very close. They said they give him 3 years. Good. 1 year is to stabilize the team, make top four. Like just try because of the transfer we have, get the top four. You get it. The second season is we will give it the player we want. Make sure you finish in the Champions League group and go further in the Champions League and win an FA Cup. That is the success in which Roman demands for Lampard.
Thank you.
That is the success he wants. Win the FA Cup, do well. Make sure you finish third, and the gap between first and second must not be too much.
Exactly.
2, 3, 4 points is okay, and win that FA
So,
Cup. Go for that.
so
That's
when
the
you,
success.
so thank you for even reading all these things out. Everything that you have just read out now, we can't know about it until the end of the season. So if you
Yeah.
don't give him the time to the end of the season, on what
The
basis
season will be
would you
good,
use to
and
sack
you
him?
cannot achieve it.
What?
I said saying something.
I said,
said-
you said there's Abdullah mentioned some things, the FA Cup and this and this and
Exactly.
and you also said you don't know it until the end of the race,
season.
the marathon. But then there's how you be going. There's even in a marathon, right? If a marathon of 10 laps, there's a position you in the 8th lap or they're in the 5th lap, and you know that you cannot get the first position or you cannot get the podium position at the end of the 10th lap. You already know, right? That's why in the marathon
Yeah.
there gets to a point or there might be in a position, there is the position you might be in, and you get disqualified. Like that's if the first person in the race overtakes you. I think that's how it is in the marathon. You get disqualified. So it's as simple as that. The same way.
So presently, thank you for also bringing that out. So presently, if you are going to judge him,
things are not going well. He has to do
offside.
something. Yeah.
Presently, if you are going to judge him with those things, Chelsea are topping their group in the Champions League. Are they not?
They are.
Thank you. Chelsea are 9th or 8th on the table in the league.
Yeah.
There are just 6 games have been played. You can't judge him by that. The FA Cup has not yet started. You can't judge him by that. So no. I mean, when you read out those things, the time is not yet here for you to judge him by those standards that they have given, that they have set for him.
I'm judging.
What you are talking about? What you are talking about is gameplay.
Other teams.
Babe,
I'm judging by
what you are talking
standard
about,
of Chelsea.
what you are talking about is gameplay, not the result. We are talking about the results here. They said get out of the Champions League and go far and win the FA Cup.
Champions League. That is
Fortunately for
Lampard.
Fortunately for Lampard this season is in an easy group. So whether he likes it or not, he would qualify from the group.
He will get out. He will.
Thank you. FA Cup has not yet started, so we can't even talk about that one yet. The league, we are in 9th position. It's not like we are losing. It's not like we have lost all our games.
But it was very, very, very diligent of you to have ignored the Carabao Cup. That we got knocked out early stage.
But the Carabao Cup wasn't. But it wasn't the criteria. It wasn't the criteria.
I
think based on the report I read, Roman said it's 3 years contract.
Listen, any cup. Listen, how can you, even if it was not a criteria, is the FA Cup not bigger than the Capital World Cup? If you cannot win the Carabao Cup, is it the FA Cup? It'll be any easier.
You don't judge football like that. You don't judge football like that. The year Chelsea won the Champions League, they didn't win the Carabao Cup.
I'm not talking about winning trophies. I'm talking about the performances itself.
That's why I'm telling you. You are just talking. That's why I'm telling you, you are talking based on performance. Yes, I agree with you on that. But the board that are dropping the money will also talk about results at the end of the day, whether you like it or not. Is the results coming in? Yes. Chelsea presently, game day 2, they are topping the Champions League. The next game, they will most likely win it. The only thing that can give us pressure in this group is Sevilla. We drew against Sevilla. They are doing fine. FA Cup has not yet started. You can't blame them for the FA Cup. The Carling Cup is not like we lost to a big side. It's not like we lost to an ordinary side. So
Yankee,
I mean,
where I'm blaming Lampard is this is why I'm blaming Lampard. I'm not blaming him based on the result. This is why I'm blaming him. One, his game management is poor. That is number one.
yes,
As
I
a man,
agree.
it's very, very poor. Two, it doesn't have a tactics. That is number two. Number three, we have no pattern or structure. In that way, that the board can go that way and tell him. You have a philosophy. Where's the philosophy? We are not saying it. We are saying the philosophy and the pattern. So that is where I'm blaming Frank Lampard in. I'm not blaming him based on the result. The result is very, very good. But I'm blaming him based on tactics, based on game management, and based on his style of play. If I want to play attacking football, let's attacking football. If I want to go defensive, let's say defensive. But those two, Frank is not doing anything out of it. And his game management is poor.
Thank you very much for that again. We have all agreed on his game management, his substitution, his tactics. We've all agreed on that. But now again, this is a club side that has been known to win trophies every season, season in, season out. It has become a culture for Chelsea to win trophies. Unfortunately, last season, we didn't win any trophies. So this season again, you don't have to look at it first. They have to weigh their options. Do you want flair football or you want results?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we want the two together. But if you have to choose one, there
are times where you have to play flair football. There are times where
you have to go defensive.
Do everything to get the result.
Yeah,
that's what.
Thank you.
Is. That's
so
where
in an option like this, you have to look first. Which one do we get first? Should we get the result? Is he getting the result? Yes. He's not getting attacking football. If Lampard wins, if Lampard
play him, it's not only Timo Werner every time.
If Lampard wins something this season, playing this kind of nonsense football, then next season they can now start judging him on, hey, it's not just about winning because we have won things in the past. So what you're winning is not new to us. Do you get? Mm-hmm. If he wins the FA Cup now, then next season, we have won the FA Cup before, we've won the league, we've won the Champions League. We want you to add good football to this. If you can't add good football to this, unfortunately, you have to leave. But that will be next season. Judging him by that right now, I think is the tad too early. That's all I am talking about.
That's why I'm judging. I'm not judging him based on result. I'm judging him based on those three things I've mentioned: game management, a style of play, and no pattern of football. Those things Lampard did it last season. He did it Lampard was very good last season. If you don't do well, out of the team. His substitution is very quick, fast, aggressive. This season is not doing it. He's not doing it. I do not know what's going on this season. He has not been doing it. That is my worry with him. Last season, it was very fantastic last season because we saw what he did. We saw the pattern of play he was playing last season. I was like, okay, I know what Lampard is doing last season. I was even backing him last season. I get a lot of bashing backing Lampard last season. I completely backed last season. Lampard will finish top. I said it. He finished top 4 because I see what he was trying to implement in the team. But this season, I haven't seen anything yet. We've played 6 matches. I still don't see anything yet. Give players time. We will give him time as a fans. The board, everybody will give him time. But this is Roman we are playing with. Roman is not mad and he's not crazy. You will get results. The Matthew won, he get result and he was still even sacked despite him winning the Champions League. Osimhen has the tactics, pack the bus and win trophies. But what ended him? He was sacked. It's not about win. It's not about results. It's about this is the philosophy I want to see. Show us. If you don't show us, you're out of the door. That is Roman for you.
But you know that. Thank you. But you know that everybody all the managers that you just mentioned, they did something before the philosophy. They won something. Mm-hmm. They won something before the philosophy.
Yeah.
And Mourinho was direct football, win trophies.
Managers have their philosophy and they try to win with their philosophy.
Yes. They want it.
That is how it works. You cannot come and say this season Lampard should just play get results and then next season they'll give him another time and tell him to inculcate to now apply his own
No, I'm not saying no, you're getting me wrong. You're getting me wrong. I'm not saying
managers try to win with their own style of play.
Yes.
You don't just come on the first season you're playing anyhow and the next season
no, you're getting me wrong. You're getting me wrong.
You've already signed players and you finish teaching players a certain way to win. That means you're trying to teach them a different thing again, as if it's a different manager.
I disagree with you. I disagree
That's what
with
you're
you.
saying.
Here's the thing. I have given you time to get into the team. I have given you a certain time. I need you to do these things within that time frame. The two together. The two together. If he is going to win this
Guys
season,
that
let him win whatever he wants to
will
win.
sign players. You do realize Chelsea will sign players every summer, except there's a transfer ban.
Yes.
So are you saying next summer when Chelsea signs players again, they'll give him another 1 year?
It's
again?
not possible. I don't think so.
No, but
It
he
doesn't
wouldn't.
work
But he
that
wouldn't
way.
sign. He wouldn't sign 8 players next season. Probably just
See,
1 or 2.
Bianchi, I
He
already
wouldn't
told
sign
you.
8 players.
Bianchi, I already told you. Chelsea signed fantastic players in all positions. Players that are already very good, some of the best in the world in that position,
Yeah.
including the goalkeeper.
Yes.
The only thing is that the goalkeeper is, I don't want to say because he's black, he was just not, now that he's in Chelsea, that's when people are seeing more of him. Chelsea signed fantastic players in all positions. And before you get to the level of being that good, you understand the basics of football.
Yeah.
That is it. So even when they bring them together to play, they should not be struggling as much as they struggle, especially that forward line, which is where Chelsea signed
You are
players.
trying to downplay by saying that you are trying to downplay the physicality of the league they are coming into. Are you trying to compare the German league with the
You're
Premier
just
League?
looking for.
I think
No. It's not about
I think I
physicality.
understand what offside is saying. I completely understand. Look at it. Let's put it this way now. We have Flair, plenty, Movena, Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech, and
Yes.
who can score goals. But my problem with Lampard in terms of game management, it doesn't know it doesn't understand how to manage game. There's some matches we lost, Southampton that we drew that Southampton with British album. Those matches doesn't need Movena. Those matches, those are physical team in which you have a proven Premier League goal scorer in your bench, warming the bench, doing nothing. That is game management. In Olivier Giroud, is doing nothing. Those matches we draw. Those are perfect match for Giroud to come in to start that game and score goals for you. We are shouting we want Timo to score. For Timo to score, you need the proper number 9 that will bring him to the game. That is Olivier Giroud. And that is not using him. What is going on? That is the question I need to ask Lampard. What exactly is going on with Giroud that we are not playing him? If it's not in your philosophy or your pattern of play, then let us know. Tell all the fans. Tell everybody it's not in my plan. We will know. January we leave. Fine. But if it's in your plan, why are you not playing him? That is my worry with Lampard in terms of game management. That's my problem with him. You have a proven goal scorer in the bench doing nothing. I keep watching the United match week in and week out. I keep getting mad of Lampard game management because you have a proven goal scorer on the bench doing nothing. What made the bench? And you're telling me James to be crossing the ball into the box. To tell me who is it crossing it to? Timo Werner.
Exactly.
Kai
Who
Havertz.
will not the ball? Who will head the ball? Who will hold up play for you?
Who?
You're sending it. Who are you expecting to receive it?
The funnest part that kill everything is when you brought up Tammy Abraham. I was already mad. I was like, Lampard, use your brain. Use this thing. Are you bringing on Tammy Abraham in this? It doesn't need it. Bring on Olivier Giroud. You need a physical striker who understands the EPL. That is who you need. That is the game management is my issue with Lampard about. That's my issue with him. Everybody, I want him to score goals. I want Kai Havertz to score. I want Pulisic to score goals.
Yes.
But you need players who can make them score goals. In Giroud, look at that. We're saying Pulisic was the best. Why was he the best player? Olivier Giroud. Why was he the best player last season? Olivier Giroud. Because all about Giroud, the combination between Giroud and then what's called Pulisic, you can't even doubt that. You can't even doubt the restart. If you look at the form of both of them, look at their form from Giroud to Christian Pulisic. That shows there's a combination and there's a pattern of play between the both of them. Where's the pattern of play? Where is it this year? We didn't see it. Last year, Lampard was very ruthless and aggressive this last year. It's not this year anymore. I don't know why. It's not.
But even that last season, this same thing that's affecting him, game management, it's affected him last season.
It affected him.
Remember those times we used to complain about his lineup, his selection,
yes,
his substitutions, and the same thing has continued till this season. So it seems like he doesn't know how to read the game. He doesn't know when to do this. He doesn't know when to tweak. He doesn't know how to read the position. To read the opponent and decide the best lineup.
Exactly.
or be suit
I
that
will
will
say
suit
it
them. They
again.
just know how to play the same
The
people.
matches we are
Either
winning.
playing the
The
same
matches we
people
are
or
winning.
playing based on players that he likes. Or
Okay. I come this way now. It's Lampard sitting in his press conference. He play player based on merit. Good. You play player based on merit, right? What's Balaga doing in the pitch? If you're playing player based on merit, Caballero is more informed than him. Why is he playing? Is it because it's the record signing? Why?
The issue, there's that issue of Tomori and Rudiger.
Exactly.
I'm surprised that Rudiger has had a chance and Tomori has not had a chance.
There's a problem.
When Rudiger had chances, he was making mistakes. But Tomori barely made mistakes and still he's not playing.
Yes. So what's going on? And
But Tomori was supposed to go on loan.
Yes, but it did not go on loan because he wants to fight for his shit. He wants to prove he can do it. Then give him the chance to do it.
Well, Rudiger was also supposed to leave.
Yeah, it
as
didn't
well.
leave.
But he did not leave. I said that. So why is Tomori not getting chances? Because even when Tomori played, he played better than Rudiger. He didn't make mistakes
Exactly.
as much as Rudiger made. So normally he should be ahead of Rudiger, even ahead of Christensen. Do you understand?
But
Even today's match, when I was watching the match in the second half, I noticed something. I was like, okay. When I saw Conte, Mason Mount, and they came in again. I think Pulisic, right?
Yeah, Pulisic.
So I was like, firstly, what was Lampard doing? Then I saw, okay, he switched the formation from a 4-2-3-1 to a 4-3-3. Then he told Kante, he should play as a single DM. I was like, wait, what's going on? For him to play as a DM, he need to be disciplined. I'm not saying Kante is not disciplined, but Kante need a coach that will tell him to do that job as a disciplined DM. As a disciplined DM. But you want him to play as a DM, but the problem is we don't have a proper DM in that team. That is what we're lacking. For us to be the better
Billy Gilmore will play that position better than himself.
Exactly.
Because he can pass.
Exactly.
And he can tackle. He can run. He can hit the ball.
Yes.
With the game.
Because people say Mason Mount is the philosophy in which Lampard wants to play. Okay, I got it. Play Mount in the midfield. Don't play him in the wing. If it's part of the reason you want to show a pattern of play, play him in the midfield. Why you play him on the wing? Why? Play him on the midfield. Let's see how good he is. That's what that's what's getting me angry. I'm not saying Lampard. My worry with Lampard is play player in their right position, not on the right position. Play them on the right position. Let's see how good they can be. Let's see how good they are as a player. I keep saying it. We need to get you in this team for us to win matches. I checked the win rate of Lampard to other managers, and I shook my head. Avra Grant, Andres Villas-Boas, Roberto Di Matteo, Carlo Ancelotti has more higher rate than Frank Lampard. And Lampard is still not. Those managers I mentioned only used 2 seasons in Chelsea, and they were sacked. They were massively sacked, and still those managers still put their philosophy and their pattern of play.
And at the same time, they won trophies.
They won trophies. And sacked.
They won trophies.
They were sacked. They were massively sacked.
And played good football.
Yes. So I was gonna say it's because of sentiment Lampard is not.
Come on, you guys should calm down. It's not fair now.
I'll be the first person.
It's not fair. It's not fair. Grant, the 3 people.
Wait. Now let me just say this. Normally, I'll be the first person to say yes. It's the new manager that we should give him. Understand that. Normally, that's what I'll say. But the problem I tend to have with him, is that he has not learned. Like it's like game after game.
Same mistake.
He's doing the same thing, and he's too stubborn to change. This was the same thing Sarri was doing from last season.
Could you believe
game management?
The Sarri ball people want to see. Sarri played it in Chelsea. Could you believe he played it in Chelsea? He played it. Yeah, he played it in Chelsea, but because fuck Sarri, what the fans were saying, that was the reason he gets sacked. He didn't get sacked just because he didn't play his part. He played the part of the football we want to see. I saw the glimpse of it. Of the Sarri ball we saw on Napoli. I saw it in Chelsea. We did see it.
But it wasn't consistent.
It wasn't exactly. It wasn't.
I feel like Lampard, when he came into Chelsea and what he's still trying to do, he's literally trying to implement Sarri's style of football. Because he's not getting it because he's not Sarri. You cannot explain to me why he has continued playing Kante the same way Sarri was playing him and Jorginho. It's basically what Sarri was trying to do. And he just came to continue trying to do, but he's not getting it right.
He keep telling the press he wants Kante to play as a DM. Then I look at Lampard and I laugh. He wants him to play as a DM, and is disciplined enough? Is disciplined, but not yet enough.
I think that's why they wanted to buy Rice. Sorry,
Declan Rice, yeah,
Rice.
because
Declan
that's
Rice,
a proper
yeah.
DM. Declan Rice is a proper DM. He's a proper DM.
Ah no, that guy is good. That guy, the guy,
Yeah, very good.
He's a leader.
He's a proper DM. That is the DM in which Lampard wants in his team. That is why he wants to play two number. He wants to play two number 8. Kai Havertz and mix them out together. But he needs a proper DM. Kante can be that DM, but it needs to be disciplined. And Lampard needs to tell him. Lampard needs to tell him his job as a DM. Don't play him too much forward. Tell him his job as a DM. Let him. Kante knows what to do. You don't need to tell Kante what to do. He knows what to do.
But I feel like Kante even likes going forward. I think he prefers being adventurous. Because I remember when Sarri was there, I think the first time, one of the first interviews Kante did after Sarri came on. And he said he actually prefers going forward. He prefers that he can to going forward.
He's an orthodox.
So trying to convert him back to put him in a sport, I'm not sure how well he'll take it and if he'll be willing to do that.
I think we're a little bit unfair on Lampard, honestly, with the comparison with the previous coaches that we've mentioned. And
reason I say that because I checked those percentage rates yesterday, other manager, and I look at Lampard percentage, and I shook my head like those percentage.
You know, there's a philosophy with stats. There's a saying that stats are like mini skirts. It shows you what you want to see, but it doesn't show you what you need to see.
I know.
Exactly. So you just told all those their win rate and everything, but look at the quality of the players those guys had, for crying out loud. And Van Grams coached the same Lampard. He coached Drogba. He coached, and he had plethora of world-class players with them. Ancelotti had Anelka. He had Kalou. He had Malouda. He had Alex. He had Peter Cech. So you're comparing them with a rookie manager that now had to come with young academic team as his first season. Come on, you have to cut him some slack.
Let me put this to you. Everybody in the world, everybody knows Roman. Roman is not patient enough. We know that. We know Roman is not patient enough. It's very crazy. We all know that he's not patient. If Roman doesn't get what they want from Lampard, sentiment apart, Lampard will go. That is Roman for us. We know that already. As a Chelsea fan,
that is if he doesn't get what he wants.
Yep.
So what if Lampard wins the FA Cup and gets to the quarterfinal of the Champions League?
We have to judge him after after the season finished. Then we have to look at it overall.
Exactly. You see, now you're coming to my time. Now you're coming to my point. We have to wait until the end of the season. We can't judge him by what we are saying right now.
If we have to wait until the end of the season.
So let's end of the season. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So let's say by December, and Chelsea is maybe in the 17th position or 16th position.
Come on. You have been extreme. You have been extreme.
Can you just wait?
You
have been extreme. In Chelsea's worst.
Can you just calm down? Let me say something.
Call a realistic position,
let me finish, so it won't be like we're arguing.
Let finish.
Call a realistic position.
It is not about realistic. When Mourinho was there, where were we before he left?
16th.
These things happen. It happens. So what are you saying?
Okay, continue. Let me listen to you.
Before when this guy left, where was Arsenal? When Mourinho left Man U, where was Man U? So it's very possible, right? Which is why I said even during the season, there gets to a point, whether it's midway to halfway through the season, or when it's the first quarter or second quarter or third quarter has passed, there is a review going by past results and past performances, and also looking at projections, looking at the fixtures that are coming up. These are things. This is a fact. It's how it works. All teams don't wait. Even when you're seeing things decaying, you're seeing things spoiling. You don't just wait. Even in business, in life, that's how it works. You don't just wait till the final journey. So you now
But
say,
things
okay,
are not spoiling.
let me finish. Can I finish? Even when you're running a race,
You're going extreme. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm
You're
not
going
going
extreme.
extreme. Listen to what I said. I said
Okay.
it will get to a point, depending. Remember, for everything I said, where we are going. The results have not been good enough. If you're getting how many points? 9 points from 7 games. Continue 9 points. That's 18 points. Possible 18 points from 14 games. Calculate it, compare it to other seasons, and compare the position that would be. Now that's the way. Even when you read articles, that's the way they all these statisticians and things, right?
Yeah.
Now, if Chelsea continues like this, as I said, going by the way things have been, it will get to a point where you do not have to wait till the end of the season because you've already projected and known that with all this time that has been given, what are the odds that things can actually change and be as good as you expect it to be?
No.
And he will have to wait till the end of the season. That's basically what I'm saying. It's not in every case that you have to wait till the end of the season.
Yeah.
There are times where you'll be reading it and say, no, we can't continue like this. It's as simple as that. How are you saying that it's fiction? It's a fact.
Yes, it's not in every case that you wait until the end of the season. Agreed.
Tell me one thing. Okay, I'm listening. Go on.
But I'm still holding on to it. This Chelsea side will not go to 17th position.
Okay, let me ask you this thing.
Listen.
Okay, finish.
Pep Guardiola, where are they currently on the table?
See, I don't want to talk.
Can you see? No. Listen.
See, there is a problem of mediocrity. You do
it's
not
not mediocrity. What do you mean by mediocrity? Are you saying is this current Chelsea? Is this Chelsea?
People that are at the top of the table, how many heads?
Offside. Is this current Chelsea better than Man City? No. This current Chelsea are we better than Man City?
Do you understand? And it is obvious that Man City is underperforming. That is what I'm saying. So because your neighbor is underperforming, you should also underperform. And you compare yourself.
It's not about you underperforming. What I'm trying to tell you right now is, yes, the team is better than yours, but in the position that they are in right now, they know that they will get out of it. They know it's too early in the season to start condemning.
Yeah, they know. But there's a difference. There is a difference. There is a difference. Word. And the fact that whatever City is doing is not the same as what you're doing. You face your business. You know the players you bought. You cannot when I talk about this, I'm trying to relate it to life. The daily life. You cannot invest so much in a business, for example. Now you're not getting as much, maybe oil and gas, and then you're not getting as much profit as you should, but then you're getting the profit that someone that is selling rice, for example, is getting. That's not the way it should be.
Unfortunately, this is football. Unfortunately, this is football.
Let me give you this stat.
That is the same thing. Football is also business. Do you realize that?
Roman has taken over for 2003 for 15 or plus 15 years in which Roman have taken over. Chelsea has won how many trophies? I think it's 12 or 13 trophies under Roman tenure, right?
It's more than that.
In
all competitions.
Every manager that comes
30.
It's more than that, so you'll be talking about 20.
More than that, okay. Every manager that comes in, I've won a trophy. From Jose Mourinho 2004 till 2017, 18, 19. Every manager, even Sarri, we don't like, won a trophy. Antonio Conte first season won a trophy. Every manager that comes in, they have a philosophy, they want it to.
That is the standard.
So
we're not looking at other people.
Lampard we are being sentimental because he's the club legend. We've been very sentimental.
Yes.
We have to take it out.
If this was Sarri, I'm sure Miyangi will be complaining.
We have to be we need to be sentimental and take our sentimental out of the way now.
See.
Okay, I'm listening.
If Athletic Bilbao is topping the table, Real Madrid will not be as bothered as when Barcelona are topping the table.
Yes, because they're rivals.
Thank you. Because you have to. Thank you. That's where I'm going to. You have to look at this is football. This is not life business. You have to look at your rivals in everything that you're doing. Everybody knows, even though Everton are topping the table, Leeds are top of the table. Everybody knows that before December, the table would reset. The table would reset, and everybody will fall in line.
You look at your rivals, but at the same time, the main thing you should be looking at is yours. Are you developing? Do you know the reason why managers, when they are interviewing managers, they tell them, okay, this is what the opposition is doing, this is what they're. At the end of the day, what they are looking at is themselves. It's about how they're performing.
Yeah.
You can't say because that is why football developed from physicality in the normal way of England to everybody now trying to play tiki-taka.
So my point using City
Because
in 15th
you
position
look at yourself.
is not because we are looking at them or we are trying to compare with them.
You see, the City and Pep Guardiola Pep Guardiola. The reason, see, I'm a Pep agenda. Offside knows me. I criticize Pep Guardiola a lot.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like Pep, but people rate him high as the GOAT of manager, in which I don't. I respect everything that is wrong, but to put Pep up as a GOAT, hell no. I will never do it forever and ever. Amen. I won't do that because he hasn't done anything for me to do it. To tell me he's the GOAT. No. He's been backed a lot in Man City. Then they keep flopping in Europe. Person has to be back to Pep. What the hell is going on? You have every player you want. Why you keep making mistakes? What is going on? He keep getting criticized every match. He's a top manager. Because he has the tactics. He has the philosophy. You are in Klopp.
Do you think Pep is currently not under pressure?
He is
under pressure.
He is under pressure.
He's under pressure.
In Europe, he's not delivering. He is not.
It's even been making the news that some a section of Man City fans have been against him for them to sack him.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that. You won't say because they are in such a thing comfortable, they're happy being there.
I'm a Pep agenda.
And then you compare yourself to them.
I don't hate Pep. I respect Pep a lot. My agenda with Pep is, yes, he won the 2 Champions League in Barcelona. One with peak Lionel Messi, Xavi Hernandez, Iniesta. Apart from that, nothing. He went to Bayern Munich. It was flop. Totally flop. He didn't win it. He came to Man City. The same thing happened. So person has to be asking Pep that what is going on? What are you doing? What's going on? We can't give you this money. He has spent almost.
My point here is why I mentioned City is that the fact that they're in 15th position does not mean they will sack Pep because he's in the 15th position.
Okay, that's why I brought
about even if Chelsea gets into 15th position, they will not sack him because they're in 15th position. They will project how well they are doing or not.
Okay,
that's exactly what I'm saying. How well they are doing.
Exactly.
You know, so when you're supposed to be at the top, you find yourself in 15th place in December, January, and you're still waiting. What are you waiting for?
Let me give you this.
Even Newcastle. Even all those lesser clubs, they'll review and change managers. Not talk of a club like Chelsea.
Exactly.
What are you waiting for again? From December, January, you're in 16th place. When that's not the standard.
Let me give you something you don't know. If I'm saying it now, if Pep Guardiola doesn't win the EPL and he doesn't win the Champions League, I will not be surprised if he gets sacked. Because a lot of fans has been calling on his head a lot of time. The skill Pep does now. He said it. He asked him in the press conference, do you deserve a new contract? You know what Pep said? He said, if I earn it, I'll be given. If I don't deserve it, I will be sacked. For him to say that, he knows there's a pressure on his head. He said, I have to work. I have to be guaranteed and I assured yet. I want to earn my contract. If not, the door is open for me to go. That's the top manager who knows the pressures on his head. Who knows?
Exactly.
Who knows?
You know his contract is expiring at the end of the season. He knows. Find a new one.
He knows.
His bosses at City are very happy with him.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he has got the Champions League with all the investment, and then now in the Premier League, see how he's performing. Do you think that on a normal day, which club nonsense want to let go of Pep Guardiola based on his history? But because he has not delivered on what the expectation is.
Yes.
Normally they should be rushing him with a new contract. But there's barely any news of the
that's another standard entirely. Now you are talking about the Champions League, not just the league.
He has won the league back to back already. Because he
has won the league already, so you are judging him with the highest. You are judging him with a higher.
A club they are not looking at.
You are judging him with a higher standard. That's what I'm talking about. But this is the Frank Lampard that has not even won anything
yet. Did you
hear
what I said? So, I told you. I said clubs look at themselves. You don't look at others around
expectation.
you. Man City is giving him. Man City gave him expectations for the based on what they want for themselves. Yes. They are not looking at whether Chelsea has won under Champions League or whether Man U has won under. It's about what they want for themselves.
And even though he has
won the Premier League, all the FA Cup, domestic treble, and all that, still it's not enough.
Yes.
for what they want. So it's based on that standard that they are still holding him to account.
Mm-hmm.
That's so you cannot now be saying Chelsea is looking at other people. Chelsea has their standard. They
Yeah.
know what they want. The same way
Yeah.
Man City has their standard,
Mm-hmm.
and they know what they want.
Yeah.
You're still coming back to my point. Chelsea has their standard. And what is the standard
Oh my God!
criteria that they have
Oh
given
my
to
God.
Lampard?
It's been a fun debate, serious
See,
debate.
let me tell you
As
something.
in,
Please, see the
I
standard.
tried though.
This is it now. This is the standard. We all know Roman to be a win. He wants to win. There's a reason. There's a reason he doesn't want Marina. Roman Abramovich want Pep, but Marina Ganaskia said she doesn't want Pep. The reason was because she said Pep is gonna spend so much money, and we have a lot of youth players. Pep will not use a youth player. He said we make money on youth, in which Pep will not use. If we only gonna be applying world class player, he will spend tons of money and still we won't deliver. So he said we want a manager who will integrate those youth players into the first team and make them a starter player. Because we make so much money on the youth, but we're not using them. Then why are we making money on them? Why are we making money? Every manager that comes in, none of them has used youth. Sarri, Conte, none of them. Only Lampard has been using you. That's the reason the woman has been a little bit calm with him, just because he's the legend. And the reason is because we all be sentimental just because he's a club legend. That's why we've been calming down with him. I'm not hating on Lampard and I'm not bashing on him. But my issue with Lampard is it needs to massive improvement to be made. His game management, his tactics, everything needs to be changed. Yes, he's a young manager. I'm not doubting that. But okay, if I'm not talking about young manager, Nagelsmann is a young manager. But look at what Nagelsmann has been doing. He's a young manager. But look at what he has been doing. So there's a comparison. There's an expectation for Lampard to deliver. He has bought the player he wants. The board has backed him. We've been crying out for the board to back player. They've backed him this year. They have massively backed him. Chelsea has the best transfer this year. He's been backed. So for him yes, we will give players time to gel. Of course we will. But when we don't see pattern, we don't see structures, no philosophy. How do you expect we fans to kind of be happy with it when there's no even philosophy or no?
And how do we have hope, basically?
Exactly,
What are
no
we
hope.
looking forward to?
No hope.
That's the problem. But if you're playing and at least maybe the result is not coming,
But we see
you're working on something.
Exactly.
Last season, I saw some things. I saw what they were trying to do. Yeah, it was a new season, new coach, new players. But this season, it seems like scatter. This one.
Individuals is what is winning us match this year. Individuals. If it was Ariza Balaga for this goalkeeper, would have been in maybe 16 or 15. If it was Balaga, the goalpost. That's how bad Ariza Balaga is. That's how bad he is. Would have been 15 or 16 in the top of the pitch.
Did you guys read the interview?
Yes.
That made Mark what's his name?
Mark Swider, yes.
Swider. Did you see the interview he gave?
I did. Yeah, I heard
He
it.
said before Mendy came to the club that Peter Cech was actually in training than Kepa and Willy Caballero.
Imagine.
You know what that means?
Imagine.
For a goalkeeper that was bought for something million pounds.
Exactly.
Most expensive goalkeeper and got signing at the time.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
So something is really telling that what exactly is Lampard telling these boys in the pitch, in the training? What are they doing? We all watch the video shoot, the score goes, but performing on the pitch, then what's going on? We watch the videos, they're shooting drills.
In training, they are doing shooting drills in training.
Yes.
Come to a game. Yeah, they don't keep passing in games. How?
What's going on? They shoot. I watch their videos on YouTube and also on Chelsea app. They shoot all of them. Timo, Kai, Pulisic, everybody. They go to shooting drill. Then what's going on in the pitch? Why are we not shooting? What's wrong? Last season, Messi Mount was shooting. Any ball, boom. Any ball, boom. This season, it's not been doing anything. It's been crap. It's not been doing anything. So it shows a lot of things Lampard needs to work on.
The normal thing, the normal way it works, yeah, it's when a manager sees these things happening, sees that the training, what they do in training is not translating to what they do on the pitch, he'll try to fix it. so that in the next game they'll do things differently. But
Differently.
it seems like Lampard still is not changing it. And as well, Abdullahi, it's past 12
It's
midnight
well.
here. It's past midnight, yes.
So, thank you guys
Yeah.
for coming in.
All right, cheers,
It's
man.
been a very brilliant.
Yeah, so much fun. I like the debate actually.
You see, that's why I decided. That's why I decided to support Lampard today, so that all of us will not be in the same side.
Yes. You know, before I was supporting him.
I was also too.
Before I was saying give him time, but I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared if we continue like this.
You are scared. Me, I have no confidence. Only hope I have. Oh, imagine me being a Chelsea fan. Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
All right. Take care.
All right, guys. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Bye.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.